Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, man. Right? Guys, we don't do the whole, guys, these single moms try and co-opt Father's Day. Not over here, guys.
We will not have it. I said we will not have it.
We will not have it, right? Right, guys? Look at that. Look at that. Hold on, guys. Let me do one thing here. Delete this. Okay, good. Now, guys, we're going to do the Father's Day special, right? And what better way to talk about fathers than to talk about the deadbeat, the knuckleheaded, horrible moms that society assumes are better parents, right? Absolutely insane. Let me see here. Let me share my screen. Let's do one thing here, guys. Hold on. But first, guys, we're going to break some news. We are going to break some news. Just let me get to this thing here. Why is it taking forever? Hold on. And guys, if you have a story about a crazy mom, go ahead. All in, because I want to hear your story. Let me see, because I could talk about mine. Let's see here, guys. Let's break some news. That never gets old. Let's see. 2000s guy. What's up, dude? Let me see. Hey, Colin, did you see the video that I posted in the Discord? That one black dude, he was yelling at those two protesters, the protesters for like the illegals, and he's black and saying that they need to go home and friggin' come back the legal way.
No, I didn't see that.
See that? Yeah. That's good. I'll probably do a daytime live up on that. Because, guys, this is actually en masse where Black Americans. Guys, I have a echo coming from someone. Echo and a lot of background noise.
Well, that's not me.
So,
is it me? I don't think so.
Yeah. Here,
I'll come out and come back in maybe.
Yeah. So a lot of Black Americans calling aren't having it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not. No way. You know? You won't catch me out there. Michael, what's up, dude? Tim Hicks, how's it going? Steve is here. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Whiteout, how's it going?
Is that better?
Yeah. So first things over in India. What's up, man? Red Door is here. What's up, man? Red Door is here. So Red Door is not. So we have first things is Indian. Then we have Red Door, who's not Indian, guys. She's Native American. Okay, get it right. Dante, what's up, man? Let me see. You know what's crazy, guys? And anyone blacks like Tim Hicks, Ray guys can agree. Do B-dubs actually think that if you're a guy and you're in your 30s, you don't have kids, there's something wrong with you? They think that either you're gay or something's wrong with you if you're in your 30s and you have no kids. Think about how insane that is. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So, Emoji Mister, what's up, dude? Kadarius is here. What's going on? Rock and Diesel, DTM. Man, the whole Breakfast Club is here. She's woo-woo Indian, not red dot Indian. Yeah. Uncle says 40 with no bastard kids. Guys, I'm 44, no kids. You know what I'm saying? Please. All right, guys, here. Now, guys, I'm going to do a story on this because I need you to pay attention to this case, okay? Guys, this is from China. Observer. Now this is a video that I'm doing on these singles events in China where nobody shows up, right? Guys, they had 800 chicks show up to a singles event and no dudes. No, guys, here we go. Now, you want to see like one of the reasons why Chinese guys are not getting married? Check this out, guys.
Costs, bride price, and housing issues, there's another reason many young men in China don't want to marry. It's linked to a social cause, the Daong rape case in Shanxi province. The case involved a couple who were engaged in Daong, Shanxi province. After their engagement, they had sexual relations. Later, the woman changed her mind and reported the man for rape.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It gets better.
The man showed proof of bride price and engagement agreement, saying they had a marriage contract and the act was consensual. He also provided chat records and surveillance videos showing the woman did not show signs of distress afterward, but the court still convicted him of rape.
Anyone? I got nothing over here.
Yeah, me neither, man.
Look at that, guys. Anyone?
Here, spoiler alerts. I saw another YouTuber doing a story about this. The guy ended up getting like several years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, like I said, you know, I was asking on a couple wives, sell me marriage, right? You know, it ain't happening. These young guys, imagine you trying to sit down to any guy, ages like what? I would say
20,
any guy who's not
25
already
to like
say again?
25 to like 32 or something.
Yeah, and try to sit down with your friggin' TI-83 and a friggin' and a laser pointer trying to friggin' explain marriage to them. How? How would you do it? How? Damon, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man.
The man appealed. On April 16th, the second trial was held publicly. The court upheld the verdict, sentencing the man, Mr. Xi, to 3 years in prison.
3 years! Guys, telling you, guys, we aren't falling for it over here.
Yeah.
I said it once, I'll say it again.
I said we will not have it.
Mr. Xi appealed immediately, but the second court upheld the original verdict. That day was the 712th day Mr. Xi had been in custody. Xi's mother, Ms. Zhang, told the media,
712th day. That's like,
It's almost 2 years.
yeah, that's almost 2 years.
on April 15th, that May 1st was supposed to be the start of a new chapter in her son's life. At the engagement banquet, they signed a promise that after 1 year of marriage, her son would add the woman's name to the property deed. But the day after they became intimate, the woman asked her to add her name early and then reported rape.
Oh, he said no. He said, I will add you. First of all, why would you add her to the deed of the property anyways that you already own? And second of all, she said, let's do that without even getting married. Guys, they're demons, man. Demons. Right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
According to Ms. Zhang, her son told her that they had disagreed about adding the name early. Emotions ran high, and they had an argument in the elevator. Worried about something bad happening, her son tried to hold the woman back. Ms. Zhang questioned, how can resistance afterward prove it wasn't consensual during? There's clearly not enough evidence. Ms. Zhang said that during...
There it is, guys, right? This is the feminist paradise right here, guys. This is the feminist paradise.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Where they can do anything that they want and blame a guy. They can retract consent or they can pull it back the next day. You know what I'm saying? They can provoke a consent a day after, a week after, a year after. So they're never held accountable for anything. What a joke.
In the second trial on March 25th, they presented more than 40 pieces of evidence. They wanted the court to find the facts fairly and reasonably, and to accept their questions. They have insisted on the appeal and waited 2 years to see the truth uncovered and get a fair trial. Before the trial, the court offered probation, but Mr. Shi refused, insisting he was innocent.
Why would anyone, guys? People might think that he was dumb for not taking probation, but guys, you'd have a grape charge on you. How are you gonna take probation, guys? I would rather roll the dice and go to jail than plead guilty to a sex crime that you didn't even do. You know what I mean? Guys, what a joke. What an absolute joke.
This case sparked heated discussion online. Many said, looks like a failed marriage scam and then a false rape claim.
Yeah.
Others said, sue the woman for extortion. It's clearly a setup. Some asked, when will men's legal rights be protected? Does the woman have connections?
Men's rights will never be protected, right, guys? Well, so the only thing that men can do is mind their own business, walk away.
Yeah.
Ever. And guys, you know what? A Red Door put it the best. Never plead guilty if you're innocent. Guys, you guys know how we can reform the court system? Anyone know how? Anyone? Colin, Doug and Pig?
En masse, stop doing these plea deals because it's
Yes.
90.
Yes.
Because if even like 85-90% of all cases said no, not guilty, I demand a trial, the court system will get so
collapse.
overwhelmed.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah,
I think it's like
it's
70 to
75%. Yeah.
are pled out. And guys, they just want the cases to be closed. So they don't care if they know you're innocent and they're going to make you plead to something. They always try and scare you back. Well, you know, if you roll the dice, you can, guys, roll the dice, especially if you're innocent. You know what I'm saying? Kelvin, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Yeah.
Many expressed fear about marriage, saying no one dares to marry now. Courts convict men without solid evidence, protecting marriage scammers. Who would still want to get married?
4月16日被网友戏称为不婚节，
April 16th was jokingly called No Marriage Day online because the second trial in the Daong engagement case upheld the original verdict.
Look at that, guys. That sounds like something we need to maybe adopt over here, right? Right, guys? You know? Have a no marriage day, right? Even though everyone else in here is having a no marriage life, right? Right, guys? But yeah, guys, you know?
Many people started mocking it, saying the robber didn't wear a mask, but a wedding dress instead.
Look at that.
Though it's a joke, it shows how surprised people were by the result.
山西大同订婚强奸，很简单一个破事儿。
The Shanxi Daong engagement rape case is a mess.
Look at that.
It's a scam using engagement as a cover and marriage as a money-making tool, what they call a honey trap. Normal people don't do this. The women took the bride price, the engagement was set, and the ring was given.
That, guys, that's the craziest thing too. A bride price for one of these 304s? You expect me to shell out cash for some used up old broad?
Shit.
MGTOW Outlaws, what's up, man? Guys, head over to MGTOW Outlaws channel and drop him a sub, man, because he's doing good stuff over there. David, what's up, man?
That means they were ready to live together. Who would send their fiancé to jail over something like this?
A woman! That's who! A woman! You would? I mean, guys, come on, man.
男的别说订婚了，就是现在结婚3。
Men don't even dare to share a bed now, even after 30 years of marriage, because they are afraid. If courts keep convicting men like this, it will open the flood.
You guys see? Keep convicting. So this has happened before. Look at that. Guys, any one of you guys that's out here trying to date or do this stuff still, guys, I'm telling you guys, there's an old Chevelle that needs your tender love and care. There's an Oldsmobile 442, man, sitting in a junkyard. You know what I'm saying? Guys, learn friggin' Romanian or learn Portuguese or something. You know what I'm saying? Put some 40K. I figures you got to do something. Read a book. Jameson, what's up, dude? He said, "Can you pay the bride price in the Hawk to a coin?" Look at that.
Gates. For people with bad intentions, this is a clear way to get rich fast.
Now, guys, I also have to say that there was Andrew Wilson was trying to shame this guy who was saying, like, he doesn't date, and then Andrew Wilson has the guy said that if you don't date, if you don't choose to date, is it wrong to watch porn? And Andrew Wilson said it's wrong no matter what. And then they were talking about, like, if you're in a sexless marriage but you're staying for the kids, is it wrong to watch porn because your wife won't give you any? Andrew Wilson said, no, I mean, it's wrong. It's wrong. And the guy goes, so what am I supposed to do? He goes, well, you should just fix your marriage. And that's why, I mean, guys, as much as I like Andrew Wilson, he's not a red pill guy, right?
Yeah.
A lot of his views are red pill adjacent. But guys, especially when you're young, sex is the only power that women have. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stay home, have a few beers, work on your car, go rub one out, and it keeps you from freaking getting caught up with these 304s, what's the issue? Everyone always makes these false dichotomies. Either you're sleeping with women, or you're in some marriage, or you're addicted to corn. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That is not the case. MGTOW Outlaw, what's up, dude? Like a rhinestone cowboy.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, dude? Yeah, man. How do you feel about this Chinese case, man?
I just popped in and only probably heard like the first couple seconds of it, so I'm not caught up.
So this guy found a chick, paid her parents the bride price in China. We got to pay like 20 grand or 30 grand to freaking marry the heifer in the first place. Then they moved in, they had sex, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh my goodness, he raped me. So he got arrested. Turns out that after they got married, he was going to put her on the deed to the family's property. But she said right after they had sex, you need to do this now. He said no. So then all of a sudden, right, he gets a... So now he's doing 3 years in jail. They showed the text messages. They showed the bride price. They showed the behavior afterwards that showed that it was consensual. They showed everything, and he still got put in jail.
Oh, yeah. I covered this story on my stream, what was this, about a week ago. You're starting to see feminism take hold over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because these ideas, they're coming from somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the internet's a powerful place. Here's the thing, guys. This is how crazy things are. Colin, do you remember we had the Christian feminism stream? What's the fastest growing religion with women ages 16 to 38?
One of the Christian denominations?
No, it's witchcraft.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm dead ass, guys. I'm dead ass serious. Yes, Steve said it the best. Yep, witchcraft. Guys, there's all these TikTok witches and Instagram witches and all this other stuff, right? All this crystals and dream catchers and naturopathic blah, 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 blah. But guys, it's a mind virus, just like the whole LDHD TV thing, right? And what happens is that these trends catch on the internet, right? And then these people, they become these activists, and it gets monetized. Outlaw, have you ever heard of they're called white golden people, or like what? It's a term for these white influencers that go to China, and then they're like, "Oh, China's so awesome! It's so great! The United States is wrong about China. It's a prosperous place," and they make all this money, and they're propped up by the Chinese government. Yeah. You remember?
Yeah.
TikTok was going to be banned, and there was that Chinese medium that everyone downloaded, and then there were all these knuckleheads like, "See, China's great," and like all the young Chinese people and Chinese Americans just think that they're foolish because they're basically shills. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All of that is this intricate plot to put like these crazy Western values in these other areas. So, but yeah, what a joke. So, guys, we're going to talk about moms, right? Now, guys, we all know, guys, put a 1 if you agree. Oh, yeah, Black Pill Daniels. What's up, dude? He said witches everywhere. He said Wicca, yeah, tarot cards. Yeah. Now, guys, put a 1 if you agree that if in any court that a man steps in, he's cooked. Family court, paternity court, divorce court, criminal court. You're cooked.
Yeah.
And this stupid, misandrous, gynocentric, male-hating society assumes that these 304s are automatically better parents than the men. F YouTube. What's up, dude? In South Africa. What's going on, man? Good to see you, man. Guys, we have India in the house. We have South Africa in the house. We have Canada in the house. What's up, guys? Good to see you. We have Australia's in the house. What's up, man? Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And so Colin, Outlaw, cook with me here. While I pull up some stuff. People, isn't it crazy how the left does this revisionist history, right? Where they act like, so for instance, after Reconstruction, the blacks we were actually doing really, really, really well economically, even though we were segregated. Right, and then the Great Society happened; it destroyed. Before the 50s, before the late 50s, if a woman left the man, who kept the kids?
The person that could support the kid, usually the father.
Yeah.
The father. They were property of the father. If the woman left, she could not take the kids. They were his.
Right.
And society functioned just fine. Then they did. Yes. Damon Dennis says the man. Yeah, facts. Blood boiling. What's up, dude? Now, not only did they do no fault divorce, but these feminists somehow flim-flammed society into thinking that women are automatically the best parents. When didn't they try and get rid of the whole what is it, biological determinism, saying like you can't assume that a woman's going to be good at this because she's a woman. You can't assume that a man's going to be good at this because he's a man, right? You know what I mean? Yet when it comes to kids, they should automatically get them. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Now, Colin, I know you have well, I don't want to call your mom crazy, but you call her crazy. So if you want to go in about your mom, you know what I'm saying? Just let us know. Bad mothers destroy their sons, right? And that's why the black community is so jacked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then kind of like what you went through. You know what I'm saying? And then yeah.
So that wretched creature. Thankfully, she died a little over 2.5 years ago. And believe you me, towards the end, man, I was, like I said before, I was already reaching the point where I was getting ready to just completely write her out of my life. Like, I was already starting to develop a pretty good hatred for her. But just, now that, I've had to go back through and, clean open up the closet and clean out all the skeletons, so to say. I found out a truth that I can never forgive her for. So, real quick, I've mentioned that I was born in Germany. My father and I, she's a U.S. citizen. He was not a German citizen, but a displaced person because of the the second war thing, blah blah blah. Or anyways,
Yeah.
but they were married, and they got divorced when I was like only like 3 months old or so. And what happened? She immediately had to suddenly run back to America, and she scammed my grandpa out of a whole bunch of money to help her do that. Blah 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 blah. Um, anyways, when I was like about 4.5 years old, we had been living. I guess we were in Chicago. I don't have any memory of this, but apparently something happened yet again, and she had to once again flee the country and go back to Germany. And of course, I'm 110% sure she tried to rekindle things with my father. And of course, my father, he's a pimp, right? You know what he did? He got himself a younger, much hotter girlfriend. And he was like, we already tried this once. I ain't doing this.
City boy, city boy.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
so throughout the years, even up until my teenage years, there was quite a few times where I asked her, what happened? How come, what happened with Walter? That's my dad's name, right? Like, all the years we spent living in Germany, he was actually like, he lived pretty close by, and like, they talked occasionally. In fact, she trusted him well enough that when she couldn't afford to buy a bed for me, she gave him keys to the apartment so that when he got done working, he could come in for a couple hours, and he basically built me a bed. Like I mean, yeah, it sounds kind of ghetto, but it was actually pretty nice, really. But he built me a bed because again, she couldn't afford one, right? So she trusted him well enough to give him keys and let him in when neither one of us were there. Anyways, fast forward all the times I ever asked what happened between her and my dad, the only thing I ever got, and this was a 100% consistent answer she always gave me, is that they were constantly having money arguments over money problems, which now that's one of the few honest things she's ever told me, because I've gone through her financials, and I see how reckless and irresponsible she was with money. And then she said, and then one day he supposedly smacked her, so she had to leave. She had to go, right? So that's when I was a couple months old, she went crying to my grandpa. I was like, oh, I have to come back to America, And I'm pretty sure, the reason that she had to then flee the country again from Chicago when I was like 4.5 or so was because, she, I'm pretty sure it's because she got herself into deep trouble with the IRS, which, she did again when we came back here when I was like almost 12. Anyways, I come to find out, cleaning up all her mess, I found some German court and government documents. You know what it turned out happened? My dad was actually the one who filed for divorce. And from best I can tell, it looked like he was going to actually get custody of me because, he was making money. He had a good job, good paying job. And she was a knucklehead moron. And, that's why she had to flee the country, right? Because she just absolutely had to be vindictive. She couldn't accept the fact that the one and only man she was ever able to lock down, after just a couple years was like, nah, I'm done with this, with your nonsense. Like she could not handle that. So to be vindictive, she basically denied me a relationship with my father.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
basically.
Damn.
Like I said, when we went back, when I was already at the time, almost 5 years old, by that time, my dad was like, listen, you're not getting any money out of me. If you're going to try to take this to court, then I'm going to take custody of Colin, You know, there was a couple of times he helped me with a couple of things, but he was like, you know, no, we're not going to play this game. And then, like I said, by that time, you know, he already got himself the younger, much hotter girlfriend. So,
Yeah.
and the way they were, him and that girlfriend, they were together for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. So it sounds like she was the problem.
Yeah, no, she was,
Shit,
she was
man.
110% the problem.
Crazy.
And then here's another thing. So, you know, my grandpa here, on my American side of the family, you know, I kind of always had a little bit of a tumultuous relationship with him too. Like he, like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. And I come to find out actually that, you know, all the lifelong money problems she was always having, she was always blaming it on me. And I remember even as a kid.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, no.
Are you serious?
Yeah, even as a kid, you know, from a very early age, like as young as like 6 years old, when, you know, when she was, I mean, broke, I mean, dirt poor in Germany. Mind you, this woman's making pretty decent money at that point herself too. The constant never-ending money problems were always my fault. You know, I would always hear these things about, you have no idea, you're just a child, you don't know how expensive it is to raise a child. And I'm like, you're not even raising me. Like, you don't even feed me.
I'm eating pork and beans and toast. What are you talking about over here?
Yeah, like, like the only reason I managed to really eat food was that, you know, after school, I would go to a babysitter until she was done working. And that's where I got to eat every day, right? Like, okay, technically she gave me breakfast, but all she did was just basically give me some cheap, crappy cereal, a bowl of sugar, and milk.
Yeah,
And,
wow.
But yeah, you know, even all the way into my teenage years, the never-ending money problems were always my fault. It was always my fault. And then, you know, by the time I was a teenager and basically, you know, I was pretty much out of the house all the time. And, you know, that kind of stopped because, like, she couldn't, you know, it was kind of becoming harder for her to start blaming that on me again. But she started doing it again, like, in like the last, like, you know, 7 or so years of her life, is that, you know, again, money problems were always my fault, right? And like, you know, again, now that I've had to go through the financials, clean up her mess with the IRS, there's still, so check that, just as a perspective. This is a woman who back in the early 1990s was making 6-figure income. I looked at her Social Security statement, which, by the way, she never collected any Social Security, even though they were going to give her like $3,900 every month. Yeah, because I figured out why. Her excuse was, oh, well, I have to wait until I'm 70 and a half to get the maximum monthly payout. Well, she died shortly after 70 and a half. And I found out, yeah, the reason she never collected Social Security is because she was in so much trouble with the IRS. She wouldn't have gotten any.
Oh, man, look at that.
But
Okay.
but I looked at the her Social Security statement that broke down, you know, how much money she was working. So if she wasn't such a goddamn knucklehead, she would have been one of the rare cases where, as a W-2 employee, should have easily been a self-made multimillionaire. This is how much money this woman was making. Yet,
that's crazy.
Always having money problems. Somehow it was always my fault, right? And yeah, I mean, dude, I'm just barely getting into the tip of the iceberg. I mean, when I was a little kid in Germany, there was some, you know, there was some physical violence too, you know, which, you know, by the time I got big enough, that stopped because I could finally start defending myself, you know. That's usually how it is with abusive women, is, you know, when the boys finally get big enough to actually defend themselves, you know, that's when all the emotional abuse really goes into overdrive, because you know, they can't be, you know, they can't be throwing fisticuffs anymore. So,
but I would say too that it says a lot about women, though. Like I said, that men, at least if MGTOW and I have a problem, right, we'll fight it out. We're both men, we're the same size. I'm just saying, like, women only prey on the weak physically.
Mm-hmm.
That's why 90% of the time, if it's a child, a disabled person, or an elderly person, it's a woman who's that's committing violence to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah. So
Isn't that
anyways,
evil though? But it's like think about how twisted and evil that is. What were you saying though?
oh no, I was just gonna just wrap it up and say that the final straw to where I went from hating her to like I'm seriously like I wish I could bring her back for just one day, because like I said before, dude, there would be baseball bats involved. When I found out the real truth about her basically denying me a relationship with my father, all because she had to be vindictive. That's when I was like, dude, that's unforgivable. You cannot do that to any child, especially a boy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
well, girls too. But yeah,
that's one of the things Jesse Lee Peterson he's been saying for the last 40 years. His kids always yearn for their father. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
yeah.
And guys, these knuckleheaded broads. I did a video on hold on. I did a video on single moms by choice. Hold on. This was the first video where I ever got people coming for me in the comments, right? Because I did a video on this broad. This is a while ago, and she was doing a whole series on why she was gonna go down and get inseminated or whatever. And guys, can you imagine? Because I know a girl who actually went to the clinic and got inseminated by a donor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that amazing? AJ, aren't you happy for her? I'm like, so when her kid gets to be like 7, 8, 9, 10, and she's like, "Where's my daddy?" You know what I'm saying? You don't have one. Think about how insane that is. They're better off with some dad than no dad at all. But this chick, where's she at? I'll find it. Yeah, guys. So she actually got pregnant at the clinic. And then now, moms by choice. Let me see if I can find this chick. Look at this. Single mom by choice and IVF journey. Guys, what a joke. What an absolute joke. The most important thing the child needs is a father. Period. What a joke. Let me see. Garrett Grant, what's up, man? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Remixer, what's up, man? Now, guys, now, Colin MGTOW, there's two types of crappy moms, right?
Yeah.
There are the son husband moms, and then there are the narcissist crazy moms like Colin's mom, right?
Yeah.
Now, guys, in the chat and on the panel, guys, I did drop the StreamYard link. So, guys, anyone who's come on up, guys, hit the link and come on up, guys. Just make sure that your YouTube is off. There's not a lot of background noise, and you can turn your camera off. So, what do you think is more damaging, the narcissistic mom or the son husband babies her son? You know what I'm saying? Like son husband, where you know what I'm saying, where she treats him like he's her boyfriend.
Yes.
Which one do you think is worse?
Yes.
Ooh, that's a tough one because oftentimes they go hand in hand with each other.
Well, I would, but the narcissistic mom though, right? Like, so like your mom, you were able to get away from her and move away or whatever, like get out of her shadow. The son husband mom will never let her son go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anytime Eddie dates a girl, she's always in the way. Anytime, she makes his life a living hell. And it's so funny that these 304s, these feminists, want these guys to bow down to women until it's the guy that they're dating who has a crazy mom. And he's a mama's boy. Well, that's the type of men that you're encouraging, right?
Yeah.
That's the feminist result, is a mama's boy. You know? This is why these chicks want betas in society, betas at work, but they want alphas in their marriage. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Keep going
No,
on.
actually,
Let me.
oh, I'm sorry, just real quick. I think AJ, you kind of answered my question or my opinion. That you said that at least I managed to get away from her. The son husbands or the husband's sons or whatever, they can never really ever get away. Like it
Yeah.
haunts them for their entire life. Yeah.
They're hostages. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hostages. Right? And it's sad. Outlaw, what were you saying?
Okay, so I had somebody in the comments talking about the chat over there on my channel. Yeah, we had a stream meeting with all the guys that are in my channel that are subscribers. They voted not to let women in the chats, but that the only thing that I keep a rule of thumb is I don't rinse them and I don't let them on panel. But other than that, if they want to watch, typically they're more than welcome. But I've been told by numerous people my mods they're pretty assholish. So if they've been assholes to any of you, I apologize. I've already had to pull wrenches this week, so sorry about that, brother.
No worries, man. But hey, it's your channel. You know what I'm saying? Guys, here's the thing. Like, different channels have different rules. So, for instance, I know people that don't like the whole, like, no swearing rule that I have, right? Guys, I allow some, but in general, we all know, guys, I don't language police, but all in all, guys, I believe that we can all, guys, the YouTube algorithm is Coyote and we're the Roadrunner. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we should be able to express ourselves and say whatever we want and be smart enough to outwit the algorithm. If Tom Likas can say what he was saying on national radio for all those years, we can get around the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? I've had guys leave the panel. I've had guys leave the chat all because they couldn't drop F-bombs. Guys, that's just the way that I do things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Now, other people, guys, that's why anytime I'm on a panel, I respect that person's platform. That's that person's platform. MGTOW has his platform. I respect that. If OSSR starts going live, I'll respect that guys. But this is the beautiful thing about the red pill, guys. We're all moving in the same direction, but we all kind of move in different ways.
It's a mutual respect, and I didn't know that you had that rule. So yeah, it's a mutual respect. Yeah.
No, you haven't been swearing at all, guys. Look, there, especially my daytime lives, guys, because I come up with I come across these topics and they just make me so angry that I have to swear, right, guys? But the thing is like when you're just saying F this, F, or like dropping N-bombs, like, guys, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like that we can be a little bit more clever than that. You know what I'm saying? So Lenny, what's up, dude? Scott's here. What's going on, man? Oh, guys, George, I have Couple Nuts and Go merch dropping pretty soon. Guys, remember, guys, single moms, creatives, all these chicks that we say to not date, that's all they're good for is hashtag Couple Nuts and Go.
Yeah.
Just look, guys, just make sure to tell him that your name is MGTOW Outlaw. Don't tell him your real name. And then after you smash, guys.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, she mentioned again. Yeah, I've had people in my chats that people have said you guys are coming off as misogynistic, and I have gotten onto them guys so many times about that you have to understand, and go past what's going on out here on the surface.
Yeah,
we're not here to bash or hate on women. I don't. Now I get carried away, but I don't. Because I see the bigger picture, brother, and it's obvious you guys do too.
Here's the thing: even if we were, guys, we just have our little space on YouTube. These 304s have the whole goddamn media. They have daytime television. They have Grey's Anatomy. They have Disney. They have all these media. outlets, and here they are pissed off at MGTOW Outlaw on friggin' YouTube. Please, guys, because we can't even have Father's Day. We can't even have Men's Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
Because it's because of the LDHD TV stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, you know what? There are times where the things that I say are misogynistic. So what? So what? And guys, MGTOW, here we go. Call in here. Let's pump the brakes here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pump the brakes. And George, hold on. Thanks for the $1.99, man. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for that.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
Okay, so this was, once again, guys, I had talked about the cowboy and the horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the cowboy and the horse are walking through the desert or through the sun, whatever, and the cowboy needs the horse. And the horse one day looks around and goes, "What am I getting out of this? Out of huffing this dude across the desert?" Mm-hmm. And the cowboy has no answer. So the horse bucks him off and just walks away. And the cowboy starves to death. Because the horse can just eat grass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The ox. The farmer needs the ox to pull the plow. If the ox wakes up and says, "Wait a minute, I'm not getting anything out of this." What if the ox doesn't pull the plow? Everyone dies, right? That's what men are doing, you know? Another thing is saying, "Or else what?" That's another dangerous question. MGTOW Outlaw, you can't sound like a misogynist. You say, "Or else what?"
Right.
Silence. Yeah. That's what young men are doing. That's what men in general are doing now. Or else what? You can't sound like you're anti-LDHD TV. Or else what? And they have no answer.
Yeah.
They have no answer.
Well, look, I make the distinction on my channel. I make the distinction. You attack the thoughts and opinions and ideas and actions they do. You don't have to go after that person directly. And I keep that rule of thumb with women and anybody else that we talk about. And I've tried to teach those guys, that rule of thumb going forward. Some of them get it. Some of them don't. They're good guys, but they're just, I've asked them, not to be assholes to the people coming in.
Yeah, but a lot of guys are in the red pill rage mode. Because, guys, we all know, once again, that you don't take the red pill orally, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys, they once again, guys, I always say this, guys, drop a 1 if you agree with me that all of these blue-pilled simps, betas, and morons, right? They will get got, guys. They will get got.
Beta!
Guys, I don't even argue with them anymore. All these times, you sound like you hate women. Let's look them in the eyes.
You can't handle the truth.
And walk away. And guys, they will get got because they're going to end up in divorce court, child support court, paternity court. And when the judge bangs that gavel, right? And they're living in their mom's basement on a futon because the ex-wife got the house. They are going to log onto the internet, and they're going to find MGTOW's content and mine and everyone else, and we're going to be sitting there on the pile of tires, guys.
2 days ago, I saw a vehicle that had hauled that tanker. You want to get out of here? You talk to me.
You want to get out of here? You talk to us, right? That's how it works. Every about year and a half. No, I don't know. I would say about 20 months. Oh no, the red pill is dead. MGTOW is dead. Oh no. Nope. We get stronger every day, guys. Outlaw, let me know if you agree. Because there's more, because guys, millennials are in their late 30s and early 40s now, and they are getting divorced en masse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look, MGTOW is spreading worldwide. I mean, the government's already labeled us a terrorist organization.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because we're wrongfully represented by people like Andrew Tate and Pearly Things and all these people that put out the word out there of that's not real red pill what they're doing. But they're the main people at the forefront. Go ahead.
But here's the thing, though. these knuckleheads, these women, they're so just self-centered that they say you want to force us to. They want to force us to deal with them in the exact way that they want. The idea that men want to just be left the hell alone. If Outlaw and Colin are out in the woods, both building their cabins, they assume you guys are planning something. Because you guys can't just be not thinking about them. Oh, no. It couldn't be that you guys want to just be left alone. Oh, no. You guys have to be planning something evil and be devious. And what are you talking about? And this is why, guys, you have to mind your own business. Men minding their own business is the only way to go. Guys, because I'm not even trying to say actively disengage. Guys, just be indifferent.
Yeah.
Indifference. That's the way to work. Well, who was saying something?
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah. So, guys, so we have the narcissistic mom, but then here we have the son husband mom. And I have a couple of videos I'll pull up. But look, this says, what's up with narcissistic moms and their sons? My brother is 24, and I'm a 22-year-old female. My brother is 24, unemployed, lives rent-free for the past months because he quit his job. I'm 22 and pay $720 a month in household expenses. That includes the rent to my mom and the cost to take care of the dogs because my brother, she refuses to. Guys, this has to be a black person. Because, guys, this is how Nug Nug is born. This is how Nug Nug is born, right? Keisha gets pregnant by Nug Nug, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, Nug Nug does. And, of course, always, Nug Nug runs away. Then she has her son. And then she gets pregnant by Pookie. And then Pookie runs away. And she has the daughter. And then she grows up. Her kids grow up. They're living on her taxpayers' dollars. But the son is her son husband. But the daughter, she sees as competition. Especially moms that get pregnant young. Because by the time that they're in their mid to late 30s, then their daughter is 16, 17. Coming into her own. So, of course, they start beefing. And all throughout the house, the son gets treated like he's the king. And the daughter, it's, I'm going to kill your bitch ass, bitch. It happens all the time, you know? This is why we have so many Pokemon running around. We got Nuggly Puff. Pikachu, you know what I'm saying? And all these Nugs running around, you know? So look, she says, my brother got a brand new car when he was 16. Then it was a hand-me-down to me 2 years later. He got a BMW. When I went to college, my mom sold my car within 2 months beginning college. He put the land she purchased in her brother and hers name. Damn. Look at that, guys. So now her brother's being coddled, right? And then the daughter's being treated like trash. Look at that. There's another one. Hold on. Here's another one. There are some narcissistic moms that favor their sons, but there's been cases where the mothers abuse their sons. When it comes to the golden child and the scapegoat dynamic, it's not solely based on the gender of the child. I don't know about that. So the narcissistic mothers favor their sons over their daughters is a stereotype that's common in POC, aka people of color communities. That happens in the black community a lot, dude. And that's why you see these young black boys act like women. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Here you go. Here's another one. Why are mothers so cruel to their daughters and loving to their sons? Look at that. So the mothers are completely affectionate with their sons, but harsh and almost bullying their daughters. Why is that? Something that always got under my skin growing up was that my mother would openly compliment my brothers, but they struggled to tell me that I'm pretty. And guys, isn't it crazy that the first person that ever insulted you like badly was your mom? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
All right. This is a simple concept. Now, this is just my opinion, and there might be truth to it. Who knows? Now, as MGTOW Red Pillars, we know that women are always in competition with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're always competing with each other. They hate each other, right? So it tracks that if a mother has a daughter, especially if that daughter comes up and is younger, fitter, more attractive looking than she is, by natural default, she's probably going to be jealous of her, correct?
Yeah, because Nug Nug, when the daughter gets to be like, 17, 18 years old, Nug Nug wants to start pumping her instead of the mom.
That's true. Yeah. She got to bring Nug Nug in the house, and he'll be shooting up the daughter, and then pretty soon.
So if you're especially if you're having kids a little bit later in life, like in your 30s or whatnot, and you're starting to reach that time, and you're not as attractive as you once were. You got to keep reminding yourself you're attractive as a woman. You have a child, she grows up, she's young, fit, attractive, all the guys are on her. That's psychologically going to mess with her. She's going to be in competition. Hey, I want some of these men. So she's gonna hate her like, and I've seen that plenty of times out here in the culture.
Yeah, but I think it's funny that these chicks, once again, they want guys that respect female leadership, and they'll vote for Knucklehead Harris and Tim Waltz and all of this, right? But then at the same time hate mama's boys, right? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. And this is the thing. Guys are like children. They want to have their cake and eat it too. Here you go, guys. Here it is.
Being a mama's boy can be let's talk about how a guy being a mama's boy can be the biggest red flag. I think it becomes a
guys, make sure to hit the like button, guys. We have 84 people watching, and we have 81 likes. Good job, guys. Guys, we hit 100 likes or 10 super chats. We will go to 304 TikTok, guys, as usual.
Mom is a son mom, if that's what you want to call it. So if it's just a normal guy that's a mama's boy, he probably respects women more and is probably more considerate and stuff like that. But it's a problem when the mom is in love with the son. When I was a sophomore in high school, I dated someone like this, and this guy's mom was obsessed with him to the point where she permanently changed his name. So this guy didn't have a middle name, and then she gave him a middle name that was her husband's first name, and then started calling him by that name. So she was just calling him her husband.
Whoa.
I just think it's so weird. And she would make comments at me that were just so odd and so jealousy coded, not to sound conceited. Let me give you an example. It was my first relationship, and I was always kind of nervous around him, probably for a good reason, but I didn't really want to eat a lot at their house because I was nervous. And she would make comments like, "Oh, you must not eat, and that's how you're so skinny." Like, it was like offensive. Like, I don't know. Like, she kind of was like, "Oh, like I have to eat less to look like you. Like, you're so skinny." It was just so weird and so uncomfortable. And like she would never approve of me because she was in love with him. No one was good enough for her son, and the relationship, obviously.
But guys, now hold on now. So here's the thing. In the West, this has gone into the extreme. But guys, the basics of what she's saying has been traditional, right? Where you see a lot of moms would look at some 304 and be like, she's not good enough for my son. Because you see that a lot in like the Middle East. You see that a lot in like Southeast Asia and Africa, and like a lot of traditional areas where the mom's going to be very, very picky who her son is with. Not because she's in love with the son, but because she wants to protect him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the same way that fathers, a daughter used to have to present her boyfriend to her dad. And her dad would be like, I don't think so. Because in the same way of that, the guy's mom, who's a good mom, can sniff out if she's a dirty, underhanded 304, a guy, we can smell the bitch on another guy. Right, guys? We can just smell it. You know what I'm saying? And so, hold on. Here's another one here. Hold on.
I've always had this thing where I am never going to compete with your mom. So if I'm dating a person or if I'm in a relationship with a person, there should be no competition with your mom. Your mom is in a separate category. She is priority in and of itself. However, once you have a partner, your partner also takes.
There's that partner word.
Oh my
There's that partner word, guys. Look at that. There it is, guys. Guys, any chick that uses the word partner, guys, I'm telling you.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Because, guys, once again, chicks live in nebulousness, right? If Colin and I, if we were to go into business, we would be business partners. We would have to sign a contract to actually say, his responsibilities are this, my responsibilities are this, blah, 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 right? Okay? There's a reason why you have to do some type of way to further define what partnership is, because it's a non-descriptive descriptor.
Well, what do people think marriage is in the first place? It is a contract between you, the state, and your woman.
Yes.
It is a literal contract, like if you're going into business with each other, because that is their business.
Yes.
It is your business.
But it's one of the, if it's the only legal contract that someone can leave for no reason. So if Outlaw and I franchise some McDonald's, I can't just leave or he can sue me. If we buy a property, like an industrial property, I can't just not pay and leave or he can sue me. Marriage is the only legal document where you can just leave for no reason. Lenny, man, thanks for handing out a membership, man. Thanks for the support.
Here's
Appreciate that, man. 1 second. Keep going.
Oh, respect to you, brother. Stone cold. I was just watching some of that.
I watched the clip. You remember when Vince McMahon's in the hospital?
God, I was watching all of that today, man.
You remember when he's in the store and Booker T and he hits Booker T with that carton of milk?
Yes.
Let's go. What were you saying? Outlaw.
Here's a cold red pill truth. What you was just talking about with marriage and whatnot. So you have to understand, and this is what I tell guys all the time. These divorce courts, and child support courts, they're a business.
Yeah.
Right. So they're in the business to do what? Any business that's a good business makes profit.
Makes money. Yeah.
Makes money. And how do you get your customer base in there? You have to know your clientele. You have to know the people that you want to come in there. So women, for you watching, this is not a dig at you, but this is how they manipulate you psychologically to get the man and you in front of them. They go through you. And they psychologically program stuff in your media, your education,
it's true.
your religion. That's how they get to you. That's how they plant seeds of subliminalness to get to you, to your man, to get you to doubting and break it up. Oh, is your man cheating on you? What's he doing over there on his phone?
Do you feel like he's cheating on you? Right? Not is he? Do you feel like he is?
So once they start getting in your head psychologically and getting you to fearing him and doubting him and like, oh yeah, I could do better, they'll normally leave him.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of divorce with women initiating? I think it's 40-50%, something like that.
So women, they initiate divorce 80% of the time. If they're
There you
college
go.
educated, 90%.
There you go.
If they're college educated and black, I think it's higher than that. It's 95% of the time, because I'm allergic to B-dubs. Guys, they once again, all these swirlers. Outlaw, you know what a swirler is?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
They're B-dubs that only date you white guys. So Colin, Outlaw, they're all yours, guys.
Damn it, where's snowboard at when I need him?
Where's snowboard? Yo, did you see? I dropped the video. I put the clip of the chick crying in the car. Do you see that? Hold on. Let's watch that one really, really fast. Let's take a little break, guys. Hold on. And guys, thanks for being here on a Sunday, guys. Once again, I'm back from vacation, guys. It was a lot of fun, you know. Now I'm back, so everything will go back to normal. Here we are. Here we are. Hold on.
Like a really traumatic situation where this guy, where he was just like so fucking horrible to me, and he just treated me like a stupid black bitch, and it was so painful for me. And everybody was like, "Well, you're the fucking dumbass because you stayed, and you're just a stupid black bitch because you let him treat you like one." And like, I know that the situation was my fault because I should have just left, but like, it really fucking hurt because like I had sex with him and he basically just like used me for sex. He was like white guy in a frat. And so basically I ended up seeing him at Target when I was there with my old best friend like at the time. And he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wouldn't say anything. It was like he was ashamed of me and just like embarrassed. Which is like how most people get about me, and it was like so fucking painful. And so I stood up for myself and said what I needed to say to him. And he ran away from me when I was speaking to him. And my friend was like, "That's humiliating. Like she was like, you just embarrass yourself, and like that's pathetic for you as a black woman to do something that stupid." Like,
damn.
Why would she put this on the internet, guys? Why would she record this and then like pull up TikTok or whatever or Instagram and then actually put this, like, why? It makes no sense at all. Look at that.
It's so fucking bad because I wasn't even worth being looked in the eye. Like, it hurt so fucking bad. And looking back, and that was the guy who, like, when I asked him to stop during sex, he held me down. Like, that happened a few months after the Target situation.
Do you hear that, guys? You hear that? So even after he ran away in Target, she let him smash after that.
A pot smoking slut.
And I was like telling my friends, I was like, I'm just fed up being treated like this. It's like every person that I would run into would do this shit to me, like take advantage of me. And they were like, then just don't be a stupid black bitch with a fat ass. And it was like so painful for me. Like if I tell anybody, they'll just tell me to stop being a stupid slut. And it's like,
damn, man.
Oh, look at this.
Oh.
This is like the last place because like I can't talk to my friends about it. Like I can't talk to my parents about this, and like my therapist doesn't understand. Like I had so much pain right now. Like it was already difficult enough as it is. Like I was growing up, I didn't hate myself. Like really.
Look at that, guys. Come on.
I promise you would be disappointed with yourself if you watch this tomorrow.
So he basically used her for sex and then ditched her.
Yeah. He basically used my patent.
Who is this guy?
I don't
know.
Jeff Ramblin', what's up, dude? Cordarius, what's up, man? It's good to see all you guys here, man. Overlord, what's up, man? Overlord, of course she's still hooking up with him. Are you serious? You think that these chicks could leave Chad alone? Guys, this is the thing. Guys, alpha widowed is the number one term that I don't think is thrown around enough. Alpha widows. Guys, these Poindexters are, yeah, man, I met this girl. She's a single mom, but she's in her 30s. She's hot, bro. I think she's into me. Dude, that's because she had freaking Chad's kid. She had Tyrone's kid, and she's an alpha widow now. You will never measure up to Chad, ever. But you're going to be the one to drop down to one knee and try and marry her, you absolute dunderhead.
Beta!
Come on, dude. You're going to marry some used up vajayjay?
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
What are these guys thinking? And guys, they will always cheat on you with Chad. Always. So let's get back here, guys. Here's a video from this guy right here. And guys, make sure to sub to MGTOW Outlaws channel, man. Here, I'll drop the link to his channel. Let's head over here. Drop him a sub, man.
Yeah, I mean that too, by the way.
Say again?
That avatar right there, F YouTube. Yeah, I mean that in every sense of the letter. Every fiber of that letter F, I mean that.
Let me see. Okay, now this guy here, he talks about this guy is called societal narcissism. So check him out. Here we go.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Gordon. And here's his story. Hi, Ollie. My name is Gordon, and I'm writing this letter in hopes to find someone to listen to my full story and help me bring closure to a lifetime of abuse. I live in Canada, and I'm 48 years old, and will try to summarize my overall experience in a few paragraphs. There have been several events in the last 2 years that have made me examine my life, and in this pursuit, I have realized that my mother and certain members of her family are not the people I thought they were. Narcissistic personality disorder, narcissistic abuse by proxy, and parental alienation are some of the recognized terms I've concluded encompass what I've experienced. The major topic is sexual abuse and sexual misconduct in my life from a very young age, and the circumstances which have seriously impacted my life and others. I hold my biological mother entirely responsible for the destruction of my childhood.
Look at that, guys. But see, if you speak ill of your mom at all, guys, you know how our society is.
How dare you?
And you guys know how the black community is, right? All this
always was the black queen, mama.
Foolishness, right? Absolutely insane. And guys, we'll get like 3 minutes into this, and then I'll tell you guys about my mom.
Success as an adult.
Keyshawn, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. DTM, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Through constant manipulation and deception, she has built a gang of individuals who have interfered with all aspects of my life, all my life, for control, greed, and delusional revenge. My father died in 2010, and I inherited a substantial amount of money, which has been slowly taken from me in various ways, mostly to my reactions to harassment and deceit.
Damn.
My mother demanded half my inheritance shortly after my father's death.
Of course she did.
Then all hell broke loose. Well, if your father wanted to leave it to her, he would have. She has been divorced from my father and remarried for over 30 years. So the demand threw me into a spin that slowly started to open my eyes. You know, that's that fucking, see, you know what that is? That's that liberal woman mentality. That's that feminist mentality. Even
sorry, guys,
got remarried 30 years with another man, I still want half your shit.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
I'm still going to take half your shit.
Yeah.
Probably alienated you from him because you said parental alienation as well. So I'm sure you grew up thinking he was a complete fucking pile of dog shit because of her. God.
Yeah, it's terrible. And the system lets this happen, right? And guys, parental alienation is no joke. You know what I mean? Like there's this whole narrative that men don't want to see their kids and that men don't fight for their kids, right? But all it is control. Guys, Colin, did you watch my Father's Day special I dropped earlier today?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see the last chick who was saying, men who don't fight for their kids are the worst? She meant men need to bow down to her, that women know they have the power through the courts. So men need to be clapping seals to show that they're real men. They need to bow down to her power. Please. Yeah. Guys, you are better off, like I said. Let's put a 1 if you agree, guys. If you have a kid and the mom's making it absolute hell, right? Trying to call the cops on you, do false SA charges or whatever, you're better off just walking away. Walk away, guys. Walk away. cut off all contact with her and the kids, start a college fund for each of them, and then just hope and pray that one day when they turn 18, they'll come and find you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, social, economically. And these women will not stop until they destroy all of that because you chose to not be with them. And you guys can see that the chick that's on the last part of my Father's Day special, she was alpha widowed. The last guy, and she's talking all this mess. Oh, he lives with his mom. He's a piece of trash. But you let him shoot up the clubs. So what does that make you? The only thing worse than a bum is a chick who has a bastard kid by a bum, right, guys? Because think about it. She's risking her life in childbirth for that guy's legacy. Think about how stupid she is. She could have died giving birth to a bum child. Her body is irrevocably changed because she gave birth to a deadbeat baby. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Lenny's right, guys. We need to bring back shame. Straight up, man.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
How do you leave somebody, marry someone else for 30 years, and then demand half their fucking inheritance?
Like Michael Douglas's first wife. He did Wall Street back when he was married to his first wife. Then 25 years later, they do the sequel, and she gets half of that because that was something that he did while they were married. Chicks are demons, man.
But we live in a patriarchal society. Remember that. Remember the patriarchy, everybody.
Lock the bounty hunter. What's up, dude? Oh, sorry.
Male privilege. That's woman privilege right there.
Guys, make sure to hit the like button, guys. Hit the join button. Hit the super chat button. Appreciate that, guys.
Hell yeah.
Divorced from my father, remarried.
Did you know that, Outlaw?
What's up?
That Michael Douglas did Wall Street while he was married to his first wife, and then they got divorced in like 1989, and then they did the sequel like 20 years later, and she got half of that too.
I did not,
because it was considered a property of the marriage, so she got half of the money that he made 20 years later.
Oh,
insane.
She had been divorced from my father and remarried for over 30 years, so the demand threw me into a spin that
locked them on her head. Okay, so guys, patriarchy has a definition if you're logical, right? I mean, it just means from the father, right? That's what patriarchy means. And the most basic sense of patriarchy is that men are in charge. It's patrilineal. Now, guys, here's the craziest thing about patriarchy, and this is what Andrew Wilson said about feminism. Guys, there will always be a patriarchy because feminists have to appeal to the patriarchy to take down the patriarchy because us men own the monopoly on force. So in order for them to get rights, they have to have a patriarchy to give them rights and enforce their rights.
Yeah, that's why you see the culture obsessed with being victims. And if you're a victim, you have to have a villain, right?
Yes.
And you've constantly have to have that villain at play. Otherwise, the purpose of your victimhood goes away. So,
but think about how backwards or how contradictory that their movement is. That they're wanting to take down the very thing that's giving them the ability to do what they're doing. It's like they're sitting on on a tree branch and sawing it off as they're sitting on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even when people go, oh, well, there was a queen. Yeah, but there was men doing all of the hard work and all the fighting. Well, New Zealand had a prime minister. Yeah, but she was ordering men around to do things. Therefore, it's patriarchy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Women cannot. Afghanistan. All these red pill podcasts never bring up Afghanistan because you see all these chicks. Well, men would never just unilaterally decide to take away women's rights. Happens all the time. It just happened in Afghanistan. All the men who had guns that said that women should have rights left, and it left the men that think that women shouldn't have rights. And guess what? They don't have any rights. They can't go out in public. They can't talk in public because the men said so.
Feminism.
Keep going.
I was just going to say to the chat, yeah, you guys are right. I mean, feminism is rooted in cultural Marxism. That's where it comes from.
Yes.
Which is why you always see communal, talking points when you see a feminist talking like that.
Well, I would even say that, you know what else? Outlaw Colin, did you see, this is a stupid question. You guys saw Die Hard, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Do you remember when John McClane's wife goes, you're just a common thief. You remember? Because he made it seem like he was, give me my detonators and my brothers around the world, the Asian Don. You know what I mean? They thought he was like a terrorist or whatever. You're no more than a common thief. Guys, these feminists really, really try and mask their foolishness in some noble cause. Guys, put a 1 if you agree that feminism is socialism. That's all it is. It's the fat chicks and the uggos want the same outcomes with Chad as the hot girls. It's Lizzo wants the same guys as Rihanna. That's all it is. It's basic sense of the word. They try and claim, well, justice and equality and la la la. They want to be as slutty as they want, as ugly as they want, as fat as they want, as tatted up as they want, and still get the same outcomes as the chicks who make the good decisions. That's all it is.
Here's another curveball to throw at you. Consider who women are pandering to make all this happen, which it goes along with what you're saying. If it's a patriarch out here, then who do they need validity and say so from?
Yeah,
the very people they're demonizing, men.
Sure, because even lesbians, there's studies that show that they like the attention from Chad and Tyrone. Even it's built into women to want validation from top males. Even lesbians. You know what I'm saying? If they had a handsome, square-jawed, Captain America-looking dude, hey there, blue-haired Stephanie, you sure look nice today. You know what I'm saying? They're going to blush. That's how it works.
Look, it ain't just the men they pander to for validation. It's the government men.
Yeah.
Because the government men.
Outlaw, how do you feel? Because I might have said this on your panel. Everyone in the chat, yes for yes, in for no. This whole system is a small group of men that are using women and the government to redistribute wealth from us to them.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Like I said earlier in the stream, I mean, look at your divorce courts, your alimony courts, child support courts. That is a redistribution of wealth to make these criminals richer at yours and her expense.
True.
And she plays her part because she doesn't understand she's being used to like men are.
Yep. She's so dumb. They think that they're actually winning. You know what I'm saying?
You stupid woman.
Come on, man.
They are more than happy to take the safety and security from the government because the government, the very people they're taking it from, took it from us men. They took our authority in the household and they have it outsourced to them. And that's why they feel so safe getting a government check every week.
But not even that though. Like we don't need men. All you've done is just outsourced everything that husbands did. Your husband would change the oil on your car. The husband would friggin' take out the trash, fix the door, fix the friggin' plumb. The husbands would change the battery in the smoke detector.
Right. Because our society, Look, our society is trained to, especially women, are trained to do what? Take the problems to someone else.
Yes. Yep.
Your vehicle, like you just said, with the motor oil and all that transmission, your house, your appliances, call somebody, go to somebody. You used to have a man for that, and eventually the corporations started building your appliances and whatnot to be disposable, right? What is the term? Planned obsolescence.
Yes.
Which is why you don't have anything that lasts long anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a Nigerian guy. I think it was that one guy that's super base conservative guy, but he was a Nigerian guy. He was saying that that's one of the things about it, it's creating these markets. Like, for instance, when back when I was young, Outlaw, how old are you?
I am 36.
So you're a little bit younger than Colin and I, but you probably experienced this too. When you were young, who watched you? When you were like in sixth grade, when you were like 3 or 4, did you have a daycare? Was it like a housewife in the family, like a babysitter? Like who watched you?
No, actually, I came from a traditional 2-parent household.
Nice.
My father was a pastor, and my mother was that type of wife. I mean, she stayed home, and I was fortunate enough to benefit from that.
Hey, I'm gonna have a Christian feminism stream here, Outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to jump on it, it'll probably be in 3 weeks. I'll let you know. But so guys, my parents were both go in school, going to work, whatever. So my mom would work days and go to school. My dad, he would go to school and work nights. But my great aunt was like one of the last housewives left in the neighborhood. So she was the neighborhood daycare. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone paid her like $30 a week or whatever, and then she just had her big house and the kids would play, and that's it. But there was no paying $2,300 a month for childcare. $2,300 per child. These women don't understand that when they chose to go into the workforce en masse, they created these markets that these people can take advantage of, right? In the same way that, guess what? Back to the Nigerian guy, or even places where like they have big families, so Mormons, a lot of rural people, women don't need a counselor or a therapist because they have their favorite aunt or their great grandma or someone that they talk to help them talk through problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All these things you see these girls doing now, they didn't need a dating app because their father helped them find a husband or their pastor helped them find a husband. But now what they're doing, these chicks have torn down every single thing traditional that's worked for thousands of years, ever since the biblical days, right? And said, we know better in the last 50 years than people have known for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, here's the thing. Let me just pump the brakes. Here really fast. Where are we? Guys, put a 1 if you agree that women vote for all the worst, goofy, progressive politics out there, right? The LDHD, TVs, baby deletion. And these things, guys, they have the worst outcomes.
Yeah.
Us men will be just fine. Guys, we've always been homeless. We've always been victims of violent crime. We've always now they're free to have all the same negative outcomes as us. So now they're sitting here in the sewer with a bunch of guys who got the worst outcomes, and they're like, hi, nice to see you. They're all mad. Guys, we will be just fine. We will be just fine. I am uncharacteristically optimistic because there's more men walking away. These Gen Z guys, Colin, Outlaw, they're more conservative than ever. They're not having it. They're not. They're saying, there's the bell. Ding, 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 to make that's the call. And they're saying, why? What's the point? And there's no answer. We have the lowest number of white men joining the military in the history of the United States.
Yeah.
The largest group of men in America is choosing to not join the American military.
Mm-hmm. Look what happened over in Ukraine, right? When that war kicked off, and their women over there was suddenly housewives again when it came time to. Yeah,
or they flew to Dubai and let Sheikh Mahmoud drop a deuce on them. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're. Yeah.
that is feminism personified, because they use their advantage to whatever, you know. I tell people all the time on my streams, you're dealing with people who are double-minded.
Yeah.
They're holding contradictory viewpoints. And so when you have, you know, somebody holding feminism, equality in one hand, and, you know, traditional feminist femininity in the other, with traditionalism, they want the benefits of both, but
yes,
you know, they're trying to have cake and eat it too. That's what is happening.
Yep.
You know, it's confusion on a mass scale.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Once again, us guys, we've asked the question. We've rung the bell that can't be unrung. What are we getting out of this? And there's no answer. And that's why Andrew Wilson was friggin' trying to friggin' talk the pearly things when she said, what do men get out of marriage? He had no answer, right? And then Sean Strickland, that beta, said the same thing. Yeah, but men need to just have. We're always talking about what men needed. Men needed this. Never talking about what women need to do. And until there's that conversation, guys, guess what? There's a Chevelle rotting away in a junkyard that needs your tender love and care. You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's why I can't listen to Ben Shapiro or Matt Walsh or any of the people on the right. Yeah, it's because they're doing the same thing. They're just trying to grift you in a different direction. You know, it all leads back to the same thing.
Outlaw, so I don't think that you were here when we talked. Who do you think is worse? And guys, I'm going to ask this question again, guys. Colin, help me out to remember. Who do you think is worse? Male feminists, trad cons, hold on. There's blue pills. There's male feminists, trad cons. Colin, what am I missing? I think those three, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. I think you got it. Yeah.
Who do you think are the worst?
The trad cons for sure.
Outlaw.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. You know?
Yeah. I think that in the poll that I did, it was like 75% said trad cons, because they go by this quasi-religious, like moral high ground thing to convince guys to simp. That's all it is.
Yeah,
they're doing the same thing that the feminists do, and that's not holding these women accountable and presupposing that everything is men's fault because you just didn't try hard enough. Well, Outlaw, a man of God will take on this woman and her bastard children.
That's why I brought up religion and pastors a while ago, because they're part of the problem. They have, look, the church and state have locked arms with each other.
Yep, facts.
Yep. They're controlled. They're controlled opposition as well.
Yeah.
It's a compromised place, and they're telling these young guys, you know, go out here and marry these women up. We need some tithe money out of y'all. Come on now. Come on now, y'all. Don't get hitched. She looks
and if she divorces you, you weren't being a godly enough man. You weren't trying hard enough. If you can't see your kids, it's because you didn't fight hard enough. And if you remarry, you should remarry this single mother and her 3 bastard children. Clown world. What a joke, dude.
But you guys, I saw the guys or the people in the chat a while ago saying they didn't want equality. Yeah, absolutely. Feminism ain't about equality. It's look, you don't see that anywhere in nature where any animal, male, female, is equal.
Yeah.
You don't see equality in nature, period. It's a man-made construct.
But here's the thing: you don't even see equality with men. Like we are all males. But guys, I am not going to go up to John Jones and freaking spit in his face. He'll kill me.
Of course,
he'll beat the crap out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it works.
Every one of us men know the universal language not to fuck with each other. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck with another man. Don't slap him. Don't punch him. Don't trip him. You know, we know what's going to happen. We're going to get an ass beaten.
Yeah. And once again, this is what I say because I was on vacation and someone had said that they knew someone whose ex was abusive. And I go, I know that person. She has a really smart mouth. Guys, DV is usually mutual, right?
Mm-hmm.
While he may have been physically abusive, she was probably mentally abusive. You know what I'm saying? And was tap dancing on his nerves, right? And knowing he had quote unquote anger issues, then all of a sudden she said the wrong thing and it was, you know what I'm saying? And she ended up on the ground. So let's get back to this though.
Slowly started to open my eyes. Through my research into narcissism, I realized that my mother intentionally subjected me to toxic people and sexual situations at a very young age, which objectives are now clear to me. I believe through that this is a generational sickness that is not only affecting myself, but many people around her, most of which I conclude will never have any idea. I have been unable to function as a normal person for the last 10 years and not by my own devices. I am constantly putting out fires in my life and harassed by individuals.
Now, at some point, guys, he needs to just cut everybody off. Guys, you are not obligated, guys. I did a fireside chat about this. You are not obligated to have anyone in your life, guys, at all. This whole, well, your mom carried you for 9 months. You don't owe her anything, man. You don't owe her anything, guys. You didn't ask to be born. Just like I say to all these pro-blacks, guys.
We're out here building a new nation for black people. It's time for you to start paying some dues, nigga. I ain't giving you shit.
I'm not giving you shit. You know what I mean? But guys, you don't please, guys, especially you young guys. About once every year and a half, guys, do a relationship audit, right? Write down everyone that you speak to regularly that's not a coworker that you have to deal with. Write down the pros and the cons of the relationship. If the cons outweigh the pros, get rid of them. This goes for your brother, your sister, your mom, your cousin, your best friend, quote unquote. Get rid of them. It's your choice, guys. You don't have to deal with anyone that's not a positive influence in your life.
Known to me. There is a smear campaign that precedes me before I move or go anywhere, and simple tasks with institutions are met with complications more than should be usual. The effects of my childhood have been typical of child abuse in many of my actions and lifestyle to date. I've come to my own realizations through research, even though I have had many encounters with law enforcement and other government agencies. No one sees the signs. I now find myself alone in a life which seems now to be predetermined by my mother in order to...
Come on, dude. Now, wait a minute. Dude, you're 48 years old. You're talking like this? Wait a second, dude. He's 48, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to downplay his pain or his situation, but guys, he's 48. I mean, Colin's mom, didn't sound like a winner, but he's pretty well adjusted. He's doing well for himself. Guys, you can make a change in your life. Nothing in your life is predetermined. And that's just the thing, guys. You don't need some therapist or any of this stuff to actually tell you this. Guys, you can't sit there and wait for your life to get better. That's something else that I've noticed. Outlaw, Colin, these Gen Z and like young millennials, they act like chicks, right?
Yeah.
These dudes, they sit there and just act like something's just, you're supposed to go out and take life by the horns, and they just sit there whining like women. You know, makes no sense. So let's go over here.
Well, actually, you can point a lot of that to the estrogen that your food and your waters and drugs
Yeah,
have pumped in them.
That's true. Here you go, guys. Here it is. Here you go.
My brothers is from a different pops. I don't know who the fuck my pops is. At this point in my life, I don't care. You know what I mean? Brooklyn was my father. My grandmother was my mother. You know what I mean? I say Brooklyn was my father because I was a street kid. Okay. When my step pops felt like I was overstepping my boundaries, well, I'm gonna put it to you plain. The nigga punched me and I punched his ass back because I was a street kid.
Oh, was you when he punched you? What? Damn.
Punched me and I punched his ass back. He went to the room and said, "Oh, you think you a man?" And clicked on me. My mother jumped in the way, said, "Yo, you can't shoot my son." He said, "Either he go or I go." Guess who the fuck had to go with the clothes on their back outside?
There you go, guys. These moms, but I thought that they're the best people to raise kids, right? You know? Absolutely insane.
Myself. And with that being said, I got in trouble. They tried to like flip it because they proclaimed everybody was looking for me. It probably was because I didn't go straight to my grandmother crib, spent the night at another kid crib, and then the parent was like, "Yo, why he ain't going home?" So when they called my mom, he said, "Oh, your mother and them coming to pick you up." I dipped. Okay, I'm not waiting for these. They're gonna take me back and bust my ass. Right. Nah. So then I went to my grandmother's house out of fear. My grandmother protected me. My grandmother said, "That man can't come in my house. If you put that boy out, he can't come in my house. So you stand your ass in the hallway." And she cussed my mother the fuck out. Tore her a new asshole. How the fuck you do that? So you know what? Now he gonna stay here with me. And that's how it started.
Can you imagine? He's 12, guys. 12. So, guys, happy Mother's Day, right? Happy Father's Day to all the single moms, right, guys? Please, here we go.
How mothers can ruin their sons. And I see this dynamic a lot between mothers and sons, more so than between mothers and daughters. But what happens is the mother tries to solve all of her son's issues and problems, and she tries to clear all obstacles from his path. And the result is the son becomes overly dependent upon his mother. The right way to go about things is, as your son is able to do things, you let them do them. You let them try to.
You give them a father. You dunderheads. What are you talking about? This guy's acting like he's dropping truth bombs.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Randy, what's up, dude?
I say it on my channel all the time, and I've got to get out of here, guys. So
No worries.
I'll say this real quick, and then I'll jump out. It takes a man to raise a boy, and it takes a woman to raise a girl, but mainly it takes a man to raise a boy.
Yeah, it's true. And here's the thing: the most dangerous thing there are, because these chicks go, "I want an emotional man. I want a man who's emotional." Men are the most dangerous things there are. Other than upper middle class, college educated white women. They are the most dangerous creatures walking God's green earth. And Outlaw. So before you go, have you seen all those dunderheads guys in Egypt that flew to Egypt? We're like, we're gonna march to Palestine.
Oh shit! Yeah, I saw it.
And the Egyptian government said,
"Oh God,
let's go." So,
I appreciate it, brother. Y'all have a good night.
Take it
Happy
easy.
Father's Day, gents.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, get with me, or I'll get with you whenever you want to do that stream.
Right on, man.
All right, man.
Take it
Y'all
easy.
be good.
Try to solve problems on their own. But when you try to solve all of the problems for him and remove the obstacles and challenges, the son does not learn any resilience.
Yeah.
He just learns to rely more on his mother. And one of the things I try to tell mothers is, what man would you be attracted to? The man that knows how to solve problems and overcome obstacles, or the man that needs to rely on his mother to do
Yes.
things? It makes
Yes.
the choice pretty clear. How
that, guys.
mothers
They'll let mama get away with everything.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. That has music in the background. Hold on. Let me see if I get... This is a good clip, too. Let's do... Let's see if I can find this clip.
They have more the kids in the hood. They have more exposure to bullshit. So I didn't hear or see nobody having sex in my house. Okay. But if I went over my aunts and over my cousins and over my uncle in them houses, I'm gonna hear and see all the grown, because that's where they party and fucking have sex at, is down in the ghetto. Yeah. So on the weekend, if you go to the projects, you go see all the bullshit, homie. You go see all the negative shit. You go see the people who like to get drunk and fight. You go get exposed to all the bullshit. Whereas if you come from a structured home life, you won't get exposed to any of that. So that's where you pick up your sexual habits from. You know.
Yeah, and that's why the black community is all jacked up. You know what I'm saying?
Perverted uncles. You know, the nigga who like your mama, and he coming over, and when he fuck your mama, he got her making all kind of noises in there. That dick on a rocking that headboard, and y'all in a 2-bedroom apartment, and her room right here, your room right here, you can hear that motherfucker rock, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, every time the dope,
They're laughing because they know it's true. You know what I'm saying? Insane. Is this it?
Man, we had a homeboy. He used to sit down and pee.
Look at that.
I never seen a man stand up and pee. Because your mother teach you to sit down and pee. That psychologically does something to a boy. Mm-hmm. Boys aren't supposed to sit down and pee. But what does mama do? She gets you a pot and she train you to sit down to pee. When do you learn to stand up? When? It's a whole lot of little boys sitting down peeing.
You're not crazy.
When do you learn to stand up? Because all behavior is taught. All behavior is learned. Okay, well, where do you learn to sit down? Watching mama. Why you think little boy, mama's supposed to close the door when he try to come watch her pee? Most women let her infant boy come in the room, watch her pee, watch her get dressed, and he take on those traits and characteristics from here. Mm-hmm. You can put that same baby with a wolf, and he'll behave like a wolf. So you figure by the time this kid get 9, 10 years old, he never sees a man stand up and pee. What do we learn?
Now you talked about I believe in one of a past interview where you said that because you didn't have the proper male guidance, and what happened with you in the streets led you to go into prison, which then you believe made you into a better man. Do you still believe that right now today?
Yes, ma'am. Most prison is the tool God used to strengthen and make all of us better men. Our mothers can't do it. She tried. That's why we all have to go to prison. That's why most of us who leave our single mother home have to go to prison and go meet some kind of man in prison. Say, now look out, little homie. Let me show you how to throw your right hand. Now look out. Let me show you how to block that punch. He didn't know that before he got to prison.
Yeah, guys. Anyone who wants to call in, guys, make sure to hit the StreamYard button. So that's pinned at the top.
All the things that our mother tell us to do does not help us to be better men. As a matter of fact, the things that our mothers try to raise us to be, she's raising us to be the kind of men she wouldn't even date.
That's true. Yep. Because guys, we all know that the single moms raise the very men that they can't stand. Right? If left to their own devices, these women raise the very men that they hate. You know what I'm saying? And guys, why is it that you would think that boys that are raised by women would actually treat women decent, right? But all the guys that are out here, you know, Pookie, Nug, Gavin, right, that are treating girls like trash, they're always raised by single moms. It's because women hate women, and these boys emulate their moms because women treat each other like trash. Therefore, boys raised by single moms treat women like trash. You guys, 2 + 2 is 4, right?
Mama, can I get your car keys? She'll give us her car keys all the way up until she's 30. But the man she dating, she won't. But she'll give it to her. And the man she dating sit up and say, boy, you let that boy do every goddamn thing. He can get your money. He lied to you. I lied to you, goddamn. I'm fucking you. Is he fucking you? You and your boy fucking? Motherfuckers start thinking a woman and her son fucking because she make him her man. And he be a weak motherfucking man. When he leave his mama, he be weak in a motherfucker at another woman's house trying to play man. That's why he run back to mama. That's why mama in his business and know what's going on between him and his girlfriend.
There you go.
That's why she want to know. She raising him to be this weak man that she wouldn't even date her motherfucking self. Man, my mama, man, I could get in trouble at school. And man, my mama come home. We already know mama tired at the end of the week, but boy, she done got paid. Man, we already know to come home from school on Friday, clean up mama room, wash whatever dishes in that motherfucking kitchen, make that house look pretty, and say, Mama, can we go somewhere? Well, you think I learned how to play on women? Playing on mama, lying to mama. Mama, I didn't do it, the teacher lying. Where you think most men learn to be promiscuous from? They mama. They don't have them, don't even like their mama. That's why they go do women the way they do women.
You don't think that behavior can change?
No.
Well, only God.
No. That's why Nug knows no bounds, right, guys? Nug's never gonna change. Gavin's never gonna change. Gerardo's never gonna change. Nug 11's never gonna change. Period.
God, only God can change that. And most of us are operating without some type of spiritual moral compass.
But yeah, guys. So my mom is the most negative, self-centered, mean-spirited person that I've ever met. Well, I would say my sister's worse, but so my mom and dad were married for for how long? For 35 years. And my dad, he was. I wouldn't be the person that I am right now without my dad. Okay, so my dad, he was outgoing, fun, in shape, professional, right? Always laughing, always having fun. Worked his butt off, But he was the one who would support anything that I wanted to do, marching band, wrestling, all that. He would try and find time to go to. So my mom never went to any of my stuff. In high school, in middle school, whatever. I remember my brother and I, Colin, do you remember back when you used to have to record your favorite songs off the radio? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had to get like a tape and there. So my brother and I went and we waited on the radio because there was a road trip. And so we waited and recorded all of our favorite songs on the radio. And then we had a microphone and a tape. And then we recorded our own radio show. You know what I'm saying? It took us days to do this, right? Because you'd have to record and then you know what I'm saying? So take it. So we're getting ready because we wanted to listen to our tape on the road trip, right? We leave on the road trip, put our tape in it. Our mom was laughing at it. She was laughing at it. She said it was the dumbest thing she's ever heard. She said, "Well, you guys wasted your time on this." It was so bad. Yeah, we took the tape out and didn't even. Yeah, after 5-10 minutes, we didn't even. It was a 3-hour tape too. We spent days making this tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, no, you know what? How are you going to be a mother and not support things that your kids do? Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just rude, mean, always saying passive aggressive stuff, you know? And then also in between high school and college, I didn't really want to go to school yet. So I took a year off to like, work and move out and stuff. It was just nothing but you're going to be a bum. You're an idiot. You're this, you're that, blah, 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 blah. Right. But then what happened? And then guys, my ex in my 20s, right? So this is my ex-fiance, right? From 20s. So she was white, right? And my mom does not like white people, period. She just doesn't. And she really hates it when white people date blacks or Asians or Hispanics. So she could not handle the fact that my ex was white. Couldn't. Every single time that we would talk. So I didn't talk to her for like 3 years. Wow. I just didn't. Yeah. No Thanksgivings, no Christmas, no Easter, no nothing. Because it wasn't worth it. Every time that we would talk, it would end up in some type of argument about my ex. And I'm just like, what is your deal? Like I don't understand how someone can just not be supportive. How hard? Or here, just don't say anything, So, my situation, my mom now. So my parents got divorced, and my mom. So my dad has moved on. He has a new girlfriend now, and my mom is just living by herself, angry. And I talk to her like every now and then, but we don't really have anything to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad, so we talk about, the UFC fights. We talk about life. He's actually becoming, here's the thing. So my dad is always like, he watches my content. And at first he was trying to argue with me about red pill stuff, but he's slowly starting to come around, right? So now we talk about that stuff because he's old school, Yeah. But I am a good person because of my dad and not because of my mom. Matter of fact, guys, I would say that the thing that thanks for support, guys. I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, like a lot of my negative traits I get from my mom. Colin, I don't know if you're the same way, right? So, like, guys, I am a petty son of a bitch, dude. I am. Boy. Guys, I live to say I told you so. And guys, if someone does me wrong and I'm there to witness them get their comeuppance, it's so sweet. It really is. Guys, I am a petty bastard, dude. I really am. And guys, I give people usually like 2 strikes, and you're done. You know what I'm saying? And you're done. But that's where I get that pettiness and that kind of. I'm a very positive person, but I have a mean streak for people who piss me off. Right? I get that from my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the one part of myself that I don't like. Like I don't like being petty. There are some people who deserve it, obviously, but that's why I've tried to like go through life spreading more positivity, making friends, whatever. I think it's good that I'm an extrovert because if I was introverted, I think that I would live in my petty side and I would have like this victimhood type of mentality,
Yeah.
But because I'm more extroverted because I put myself out there more, I don't I don't have a victimhood type of mentality, but my sister and my mom both do. They have the whole, I'm a black woman. I've had it so hard, blah, 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 blah. And I tell my sister, I'm like, we had 2 parents that were like, we went from being poor to being like pretty well, like upper middle class. My childhood was better than 99.9% of all blacks have ever lived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yet my sister still tries to find ways to complain. So my mom still finds things to complain about. about her whole marriage to my dad. I'm like, that is absolutely insane. And my mom was a single mom when she first met my dad. Absolutely insane. So, yeah. Because anyone else was a story about their mom, guys, first of all, hit the like button. The StreamYard link is up there, guys. Oh, we have 117 likes, guys. Appreciate that, guys. Thanks for that, guys. Hit the join for memberships because we will have some daytime lives. Guys, thanks for all the likes. Thanks for that. We'll watch this, and then we'll go to 304 TikTok, guys. Let's see.
Mother is nothing more than pathetic, self-absorbed failure. Emotionally stunted parasite. A narcissistic mother is nothing more than pathetic, self-absorbed failure.
That's true, right, Colin?
Yeah, yeah.
Emotionally stunted parasite who should have never had children.
That's also true, right, Colin?
Yeah.
They don't nurture, they don't protect, they don't love. Instead, they drain their children dry.
Yep, that's true.
Crushing their confidence, poisoning their happiness, and twisting their minds just to feed their fragile, worthless egos.
Yep, that's true. Because they always talk about the male ego. Guys, the female ego, man, terrible, 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 man. Guys, give me one second here. Let's see. Okay. One second, guys. I lost it. Hold on. Here we go.
Too weak to face their own misery, they take it out on the only people who are forced to endure them.
Yep, that's true.
Their own flesh and blood. They despise their daughters, treating them like rivals instead of children.
Sorry, guys. That's copyright music, so.
Tearing them down out of pure jealousy. No real mother competes with her own daughter, but a narcissist will rip her apart just to feel superior.
And guys, you could always tell these chicks that grew up with a narcissist for a mom, just that crazy mommy dearest type mom.
Their sons. They latch onto them like desperate aging leeches, treating them as emotional husbands, because no real man would ever stay with them. They smother, manipulate, and guilt trip, ensuring their sons never escape their suffocating grasp.
That's true. That is so true, man. Here we go. Let's see here. Now, guys, let's go to 304 TikTok here. Hold on. Let's see. Because, guys, we all know where we need to go now. Where are we here?
Y'all want to ask me what I'm doing? I'm outside hoeing. I work at hoeing. Y'all want to know what company I work at? I work at hoeing. That's the company I work at, hoeing.
Here we go.
Y'all want 304 story time, so I'm going to give you one. 3 days ago, I got a call, and this guy wanted to book me for an hour. He sent me a deposit, and when he showed up, he asked me, when's the last time I drank water? And I was like, I drink water throughout the day, so right before you got here. And he tells me to drink some water. I drink some water. And he's like, I don't want full service. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want?
Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. Guys, let me know if you know where this is going to go, right? Colin, where's this going to go?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
The drinking water thing, I mean, what could possibly happen?
No.
When April showers coming up on the way, it's like a shower, blue in May. Matthew said,
"Oh no,
guys, how did we end up here?" Let's go.
And he's like, I just want you to pee on me. I was like, okay. And I looked at him weird, and he was like, I'll give you extra 1,000. I said, okay, well, give me the extra 1,000. So he gave me the money, and he laid down on the hotel room floor and was like, just stand over top of me. And I was like, inching away from his face, and he was like, "No, come closer."
Oh!
Okay. And after I was done peeing, he was like, "Thank you," and I was like, "Okay, that's all you wanted?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was really nice to meet you. Like, thank you so much." And I was like, "You're welcome. Have a great day." And he left, and I never talked to him again. That's just something normal. Like, I get crazy calls, people who just like feet, who want to be peed on. I have never on nobody before, but peeing I've done multiple times, and I haven't done it in like
Steve, I don't. No. I don't think this chick is making this up. No way. Because I know a couple of dudes that have had it back in college where they had chicks ask them, like they were in the middle of friggin' getting it in, and the girl jumps in the bathtub and says, "Go for it." That happened to a friend of mine, dude. This one girl he was after, she was taking extra tequila shots that night. He's like, "What's up with this chick?" So they're getting it in, and all this. She pushes him off, jumps in the bathtub.
Oh no!
Yes, I can. Just go for it. Don't make it weird. Oh no!
like a year or so. I don't know. I was kind of nervous for that, but that was the easy $2,200. So
$2,200, dude. There was another chick that I found. Hold on.
So story time on my very first.
Sorry, guys. I know.
First bad experience as being a 304. So this happened in the Bay. At that time, there was a street called Cap Street that girls would walk up and down on. But they have shut it down. There's roadblocks up. We can no longer work on that street, unfortunately. So this one time, I had this guy pull up. He asked me my price. So I told him, we agreed. So I got in his car. And this is the type of street to where you have to do car dates. You cannot get a room. It was not that type of street. You had to do your date.
Damon says he knows crazier stories than that. Look at that.
In the client's car. So we eventually find somewhere to park, and then he hands me the money, and then I put my condom on, and then I start doing my service. So then he tells me that he's ready to do sex. I'm like, cool, we're going to have to do missionary. Because at the time, my ex-folks said that we were not allowed to do doggy with tricks, only missionary. And mind you, this client was very wide body. He was very tall. He wasn't buff, but he had a lot of weight to him. He wasn't fat or anything, but you know what I mean? And then once I told him that I don't do doggy, he was like, "Oh, well, I need my money back then." I was like, well, you're not getting your money back because I already started my service, and once the money's in my hand, you can no longer get the money back. Point blank, period. And baby, when I tell you, he did not like that, because he jumped over in the passenger seat and started choking me and saying, "Where's my money? Where's my money?"
Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that, dude. I mean, that's part of the life. You know what I'm saying?
My money. I was like, it's in my jacket. Like, I was trying to grab it. There was a hole in my jacket, and the money fell in the hole. And somehow, some way, I ended up opening the passenger door. I got out. He took my purse, and he managed to get my jacket off of me. And my jacket literally had everything that I had made before I had seen him in the jacket, and he took my jacket. So not only did he choke me,
he also robbed me. And then my ex-folks, he picked me up and he was like, well, this is part of the game. You're going to have to get back down, especially since you lost everything that you just made. You're going to have to get back down and you're going to have to remake everything that you just lost. And obviously, I was hysterically crying because I have never been through anything like that in my life. I just almost got choked out and robbed. So, yeah, that was my very first bad experience of being a 304.
Look at that, guys. This guy says, okay, guys, make sure to stay in your daughter's life. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Okay, we'll get one more. Where's this other chick?
I just want to go over a couple things that tricks say that really piss me off. And this is all from one trick and one conversation right now. Asking me if I'm in a safe location. Do I look like a bitch to be in dumpsters? No. But if I wasn't a safe location, why would I tell you it wasn't a safe location? He just said, are you a cop or law enforcement? Number one. Okay. Well, number two, whatever. Who cares about the numbers? When I got arrested, I asked the guy, I was like, are you a cop? And he was like, no, are you? And
yeah, guys, that's a myth. Where did that come from? If you ask someone if they're a cop, they have to say yes. They are. Come on, guys. Come on, right?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Like, what? Fuck no. A bitch still went to jail that night. So when they be asking that, I'm just like, y'all are fucking pea-heads. Like, y'all are so stupid. Oh, he just, hold on. It gets better because he's still typing. GFE and BBJ included. Ugh. Let's see. I'm about to cuss him out. Do you guys want to stay for this? What should I say, guys? Fugly slut. If you use your brain and read the full ad, it says that I do not offer unsafe services, period. And if you're going around sleeping with unprotected, I highly advise you go get checked expeditiously. Stay blessed and have a fantastic Sunday.
Ugh. Colin, here you go, dude. Look, she's all yours.
Have a fantastic Sunday.
So disgusting. Guys, this is America right here. This is modern society, right? And she thinks she's funny. Look at that. All these broads, man. All right, guys, let's do this. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Now, guys, I remind you, these 304s want guys that have good relationships with their mom and all about female leadership and blah blah blah. Until it's the guy that they want to date, right? And then they don't want a mama's boy. They want a beta male, right?
So I made a. This is part 2 on how the effect of having toxic mothers upon their sons that's not resolved. So I made an accent talking about the physical, but this is gonna be about the physical. But I'm gonna continue it on the mental aspect because I was talking about the mental. You're gonna get it. So like I was saying, the mental aspect of it is that you don't even have a personality because she built it from the ground up based off her knowledge of what a man should be. That don't sound crazy. She's playing Sims on your life. A human being. She's making you her type. Ew. She's building up what she would settle for because all the men that she picked were disgusting. The bottom of the barrel. And as a human, you're still learning.
So why'd she get pregnant by those bottom of the barrel guys, right? Guys, the only thing worse than a bottom of the barrel guy is a chick who got pregnant and had a baby by a bottom of the barrel guy. I said it earlier in the stream. They are risking their life. Women die in childbirth, guys. Once a woman has a baby, her body's never the same again. She's going through all of that for a bottom of the barrel guy. How stupid can you be?
You stupid woman. Your preference, you're still learning what you like, but especially if you have kids early, it kind of goes back and forth on how it stunts you. That's why I'm so sorry. I'm really pro learn yourself before bringing a human being, because they're not going to be a baby forever. Anyways, the mental aspect on how they literally stunt your growth. Oh, I just got to download. They stunted your growth because when you're a child, I feel like you're like the truest form of yourself. So when they start to come at you and try to build a character within you, you stay at the same age mentally or where you thought you was your truest form. That's why a lot of people be like, oh, at your age, you act like you're 5 or you act like you're 7, like you're mentally just not acting right. It's because that toxic mother stunted your freaking growth by trying to force you to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah, these New York chicks, man, I don't even know how you guys mess with these chicks. And guys, she honestly thinks that she's dropping truth bombs, right? Come on, man.
Streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got.
So not only that she mentally destroyed you a little bit, and you have to reprogram yourself, relearn yourself about what a true man is, especially questioning on somebody that's a femme, it is very hard. Especially as a femme that's not mask dominant, it's very, very hard. So the physical aspects, they're gonna come at your looks, they're gonna come at how you deal with yourself.
I can't, guys. I can't.
This mother right here, she unalived her son. It was over a SD card.
See that, guys?
So it's so ironic because as I look at my phone, hold on, I'm pulling my phone out the wall. So as I look at my phone, hashtags, right? The hashtags say, mental health matters, blah, 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 right? Now, I'm not sure if this boy addressed the situation, which he probably didn't because he was 12 years old. But what often happens, since we talk about this on my channel, we talk about generational curse break-ins, we talk about narcissism, we talk about mental health, not only in the Black community, but in families. So, somebody part of the family said, we're not entertainment, we don't want to talk about it, whatever the case may be. The problem I have with this, I can't speak on their specific situation, but the problem I have with these type of situations is a lot of times there are signs that there is toxicity within the family, but once it is addressed by
Why do people think that they sound smart, right?
My children's fine.
Hold on. Yeah, no, guys, hold on. We'll look at one more thing, and then we'll switch gears. Well, here, guys, look at this. Sons of single moms. Any of you sons of single moms, do you know any? What are they like in your experience? Are they healthy? Statistically, growing up in a single mother household is a big disadvantage. As a son of a single mom, I also think it's a huge disadvantage in life. Thoughts on this post? This is basically saying, like, there's ways that single moms destroy their sons, right? Here we go. Let's zoom in here. Okay. How does a single mom destroy her son? She speaks negatively about the father. So the most damaging thing the mother can do is speak badly about a child's father in front of him. Negative statements about the child's father, the equivalent of hitting that child with a fist. One half of that child is the father, and when he hears the mother saying negative things, he grows up doubting himself. Facts. Saying negative things about men. Thanks to the failed relationship with the child's dad, many single moms have a subconscious hatred of men. Facts, right, guys? And they express that hatred about every man they come in contact with, saying like that no good dude ain't ish, men ain't ish, or doing things like avoiding male cashiers, salesmen. They speak negatively about male acquaintances and have a profound impact on children. However, these negative statements and seeing these Sanders' actions about men regarding men make little boys afraid of embracing their masculinity. Facts. It's one of the easiest ways to turn a boy into a mangina is to have him constantly hear numerous negative statements about men from his mom. Then they teach their sons to disrespect their father's authority. One of the most dangerous things the single moms indirectly teach their children is to disrespect male authority. That is absolute facts, guys. Absolute facts. That's why there's all these Pokemon running around. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fight the cops, fight their teachers, all of that, right? You know, when they should be going upside mama's head. You know what I'm saying? Not anyone else's. Let's see. So most mothers think that they're getting back at the dad by doing this, but they don't see the long-term damage that they do by teaching their sons to have contempt for their fathers. Boys growing up to disrespect their fathers have no respect for all other men in society. Facts. Teaching their sons to disrespect male authority and male authority figures. So when a mother teaches her son to have no respect for the authority of their fathers and teaches them that men are not to be respected, that can get them into trouble. That's true. And when he runs into other male authority figures such as supervisors and police officers, he gets into trouble. This is why many boys that come from single-parent homes have a hard time adjusting to the real world. Because you can say this about bad mothers in general, right? Because we all know that most single moms, that the majority, if not all, are all bad mothers anyways, right? I mean, that's why there's single moms, right? So when challenged by male authority, they often resist them or disrespect them because they're made to believe that they're beneath them. What most boys from single parents don't understand that these men what most boys from single parent homes don't understand are that these men that they have little regard for have the power to fire them from a job. If they're in law enforcement, these men have the power to kill them. Facts! So projecting anger at the father onto the son. It's not common for a single mom to go into an angry rant when their son does something wrong and make a mistake and say, "You're going to grow up to be just like your daddy." Yeah. And then here we go, not allowing their father to see them, parental alienation, man. And then here you go, bringing in substitutes for the father. That's true. Coddling their sons, inconsistent discipline, teaching boys to be emotional, not teaching their sons boundaries, not teaching them coping skills, establishing codependent relationships, smothering, bullying, trying to ruin his life, thinking that she can raise a man to be a man on her terms, trying to turn their sons into perfect people. Yeah, look at this. Not encouraging them or supporting them in their quest to be independent men. Yeah. Yep, that's true. Not encouraging boys to embrace their masculinity. Not encouraging boys to embrace it. Well, the thing is, a lot of these chicks strangely encourage their sons to be hypersexual. That's why there's all these nugs and Gavins and Pookies running around. You know what I'm saying? Because you've seen these girls go, "Oh, my little boy's gonna be a ladies' man. He's like 3." It's like, ugh, that's gross. You know? So misleading boys about male-female relationships. One of the biggest lies that single mothers tell their sons is that he has to be a friend to a woman in order to have a sexual relationship. Facts. This is not true. What site is this? And of course, look at this. This first person says, "Great points. I agree 1,000,000%. And of course, this has to be written by a chick. So the way this article, it implies that all single mothers have the same story. So basically, this whole thing right here, this whole paragraph you see, guys, is just, how dare you say that about me. You know what I'm saying? What a joke. What an absolute joke. Wow, so women are incompetent and must have a man to raise a boy? How about a single dad raising a girl? Women. Wow, dude, you're seriously bitter. I assume this is your own experience. I'm a guy brought up by a single mom. Of course. Of course you are, right? Of course you are. Of course you are. Beta! Come on, dude. And then, look, first of all, I want to say thank you to the man who commented above me. You're truly an amazing man, and your mother did a wonderful job. I'm a single mom raising my 2 sons. There you go, right? There you go. Guys, is there anything? I think, Colin, here, hold on. Cook with me here. Let me know if you agree. The only thing worse than being in the friend zone as a guy is being part of the sisterhood. Just thought of that just now. The only thing more beta than being in the friend zone is being part of the sisterhood. Let's go. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. I'm a single black mom. Of course, she's gonna tell her whole freaking story. Look at all this, guys. Look at that. Look at that, man. Of course, all this is excuses, right? What a joke. What a joke. But yeah, guys, all in all, we'll switch gears here, guys. But happy Father's Day to all you guys that are actually doing it to it, man. That are you know what? That are fighting the system. That are fighting the system, trying to see your kids, right? Happy Freedom Day to all of us childless guys. Right? You know? And you know what? Happy Father's Day to all you guys that did the right thing and walked away from your crazy ex and your kids. If that's what you felt like you had to do, guys. Because I encourage that over here. I honestly do. Guys, you cannot be a slave to some chick who hates you because you were never with her. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys, check this out.
Very disturbing. Court documents state that
that's an
Ariel
odd-looking woman, right? Look at this chick. My precious.
was stabbed 41 times. They say
Robin's Fly. I was hoping you'd show up. What's up, dude? Robin's Fly, man. Man, you might just need to walk away, dude. Straight up, man. Man, you get a round of applause from us. You know?
That Janet Garcia killed her son, and that's what investigators are looking into. They say that she drove south after the stabbing and deposited his body near a fence near JBLM. We have to warn you, some of the content we're about to reveal is very disturbing.
Ms. Garcia is present in custody.
This is Janet Garcia's most recent appearance in court, accused of stabbing her son 41 times, then fleeing the friend's apartment where she'd been staying with Ariel. Investigators say the attack followed a custody battle with his grandmother. March 25th, they say Maria Garcia filed a petition for emergency minor guardianship, saying her daughter's drug and alcohol abuse had worsened. March 26th, Maria was granted guardianship, and on the 27th, Janet was accused of killing her son.
Of course. Of course. They should have just given the kid to the dad, right?
Yeah.
But of course, she said, if I can't have him, no one can. What a demon, man. Look at that.
Investigators say the person Janet was staying with called 911 after coming home from work and seeing the blood on the carpet. Officers reported a large blood stain on the carpet in the living room very close to the front door and a child-sized bloody handprint next to the central larger blood stain. After her roommate texted her to find out what happened, she responded that Ariel was fine and had fallen. She also told her mom by phone she had gave him up for adoption, and later told investigators a third account by phone saying that she'd taken him to Swedish for an injury to his head after he fell from the bed, later adding that she'd dropped him off in Portland, then Seattle, and with a friend named Alicia Bond. Clark County detectives say they found her with blood on her shoes and shirt, and she admitted it was her son's, telling them she'd recently relapsed on methamphetamine and her goal was to go to a rehab center in Vancouver. Investigators say cell phone data showed her traveling into Pierce County into the vicinity of JBLM with her car caught on camera near the gate. Court documents state the FBI identified a search area where Ariel was found deceased and wrapped in a missing Christmas blanket.
Yeah.
Security cameras also showed her car parking near a wooded area before the driver went to the trunk and retrieved a toddler-sized object wrapped in a white covering before walking towards the area where Ariel's body was found.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. Oh, look, guys. Here's an update on the
sources,
on the shooting for the representatives, right, Colin? See that?
Tell us that Vance Bolter has been arrested and he is alive. This just coming into our newsroom right now. This is what sources are telling us, that he has been apprehended and that he is alive.
And we can presume that it is happening right there on that area that we are showing.
That was found in the vehicle of, okay, this is a live picture of Green Isle right now. And obviously this looks more like, I think in sort of a more city, I don't know if this is the staging area, Lori, or do you know exactly where the crew is? Okay. We don't know that.
Oh, anyway.
Very.
Yeah, it's sad, guys. There's tons of cases of moms doing this. Here's another one.
A mother, a gun, and a split-second decision that tore family apart. Sitting in this interview room is 45-year-old Laquandra Williams. Just hours earlier, police were called to her apartment on Drew Heights Place in Ohio after reports of gunfire.
Ohio, Florida.
When they arrived, they found her son, 21-year-old Jihad Hughes, lying unresponsive. Detectives had two crucial questions. Who pulled the trigger and why? Let's dive in. Armed for personal protection. In fact, she bought two, one for herself and one for her adult son. She texted him, demanding to know where it was and why it hadn't been brought back. Jihad replied that he had left it at work and brushed off the conversation, telling her he wasn't going to deal with it at that moment. Later that day, Laquandra returned home to find that the car was still missing, yet Jihad was there. Also inside the apartment were her two daughters and a male friend. She immediately confronted Jihad about the missing car, but things quickly escalated. Voices were raised, tempers flared, and then a loud bang.
Damn!
Panic set in as her daughters frantically called 911. Upon arrival, police found Jihad lying on the ground, unresponsive.
Damn!
He was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition, while Laquandra was detained. Officers spoke with two key witnesses, Laquandra's daughters, who gave a chilling account of what led up to the shooting. According to them, the argument between their mother and Jihad started inside the apartment, but things quickly escalated. They said their mom appeared to be the aggressor, at one point grabbing a knife and motioning toward her son. The girls jumped in, trying to stop her, but in the end, it was Jihad who managed to take the knife away. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
The witnesses informed
Guys, why is a race card not out? Sorry, guys.
officers that Laquandra became even more enraged and told Jihad, "I'm going to show you something," before storming out of the apartment. They knew she kept a handgun in her car, so they locked the doors and called the police. Meanwhile, Jihad had made up his mind to leave. He packed his bags, and as he headed out the door, Laquandra allegedly exited her vehicle, pulled out a gun, and fired from close range, striking her son in the back.
Look at that. In the back.
Laquandra was arrested without incident and brought to Columbus Police Headquarters for questioning. Detectives already had witness accounts painting a troubling picture, but now they wanted to hear it from her.
Damn.
What really happened inside that apartment? Was it a moment of blind rage, a calculated act, or something more complicated? Their goal was clear, to get Laquandra to open up and fill in the blanks. This wasn't a question of whether she shot her son, but why? Was it premeditated, reckless, or a legitimate act of self-defense?
Damn. Guys, we'll have to watch this whole thing on a crappy mom's 50304s.
No, I go through stuff with them all the time. Like, yo, I'm so sorry, yo. No.
Do you believe those tears? These crocodile tears, guys. Come on, right? Look at that. What a joke. All right, guys, let's switch gears here. Let's switch gears as usual. Guys, thanks for being here. Where are we here?
That's the sound of the police.
It's been a while, guys. We haven't done Friday and 304s in a while, you know? And guys, I'll be dropping more content over there on the second channel. Guys, for all you guys who don't know, I do have a second channel called 50 and 304s, guys. So go over there and check that out. I go live on this channel every Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, guys, make sure you are subbed over here. Let me drop the link here. And let's see. And, guys, it's June. Guys, we will do 50 and 304's greatest hits. Yeah, we'll do greatest hits on this channel on Friday, but I want to play some of the greatest hits on the main channel too for all you guys who aren't subbed over there. So we'll do like a small greatest hits. Maybe I'll do it as a daytime live on this channel, and then this Friday, 50 and 304's is going to be greatest hits. Okay. Let's see, where are we? You guys will probably see this one on the second channel. Also, let me get rid of this.
On the evening of September 12, 2024, a deputy responded to a residence in Leelanau County, Michigan, following a report of property damage classified as malicious destruction.
This is why you don't stick your ding-dong in crazy, man.
The caller reported that his ex-wife, 41-year-old Jessica Perkins, had driven past his house several times through.
Wait for it, guys. Wait for it. Here it comes.
Throughout the day, before pulling into his driveway, where she struck one of his fence posts. While he did not wish to press charges.
There it is, guys. There it is. She didn't want to press charges. You have to press charges. Guys, you have to. If they won't leave your house, press charges. If they key your car, press charges. If they friggin' attack you, press charges. Come on, man.
He expressed concern that she might be driving under the influence.
Of course she is.
As the deputy spoke with the caller at his front door, Jessica drove up near the residence. The deputy quickly returned to his squad car, activated his emergency lights, and attempted a traffic stop. Although he briefly lost sight of her, he quickly relocated her on a nearby dead-end road and positioned his vehicle directly in front of hers.
Hello. Hi. What's going on today? Not much. I was literally trying to hold my.
Did you see the back of her car call?
Yeah.
It's
Bumpers
trashed.
all ripped off, yeah.
Yep.
Husband, and he was like, leave, so I left. Well, when you pulled in there, you hit a pole or something like that. You remember doing that? Yeah, it got the whole back of my car. Okay, and where did you go after that? I left and went to Veronica Valley. Okay. And sat there. I had to go to the bathroom, so. Gotcha. Okay. Well, how much have you had to drink today? I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to tell you.
Hey guys, if you're ever drunk and you get pulled over, just tell the cop we ain't gonna talk about that, man. Keyshawn's right, guys. Press charges, facts. Yep.
Okay. Well, where are you coming from? Cleaning houses. Cleaning houses. Yeah, that's why there's. Well, you're obviously under the influence of something. I've been smoking a lot of weed. Okay, is that what you got in the vape there? That one, no. Okay. I wouldn't do that right in front of you. I'm okay. Fucking dumbass. Like, okay, so you know.
You and I. She's not a dumbass.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
No, I know, but you also know that my father is Ron Plumondon, and like literally. Your father-in-law? Yeah. Do you mind stepping out for me? No, 4511. I'm going to start. We're 17th location. You're afraid of that? Yeah. Why are you afraid? I'm a nice guy. No, you're scary, and you have like rings on your fingers and.
Come on, dude.
He died. That's how you guys did. That's how he died. Juneteenth. So this is how this person died. So you're being recorded. Juneteenth. Yeah.
I got rings on my fingers. I'm married. That's scary. No, you're gonna hit me with them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna hit you at all.
Come on.
Why would I need to hit you? Guys do when they have rings on their fingers. That doesn't make any sense.
Not to you.
Do you have an ID with you?
I have nothing. I'm probably actually going to make you chase me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
Like, nope, you're not.
You guys know who she sounds like, right, Colin? Colin.
No, you're not asking me. No, it's called garlic croutons.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and they're right there on the seat.
That's the quintessential drunken white chick voice.
Not doing that. Nope.
Go ahead and hop out of the vehicle then. Go ahead and hop out of the vehicle.
I'm not your girl.
You don't tell me that you're gonna cause a chase
No,
like that.
you're not telling me that.
Go ahead and
You're
hop
not
out of
hurting me.
hop
I'm
out of the
not-
vehicle.
I'm not getting out.
Get
you
out.
literally just accused me of and are trying
Get
to
out of
hurt
the
me.
vehicle.
You got me
Is that a
up.
You're gonna get out of the
Monster or a
vehicle.
beer? What is that, guys?
Not.
Is that a beer? and the door. You see that?
I'm not actually going to
We all 45, 17 on.
with you. I'm actually going to drive away.
She just drove into my vehicle.
Look at that, guys.
What's wrong with your car, Dad?
Oh, right into the car.
It's time. Copy. Just drove into your vehicle. White Toyota sedan.
Jessica then continued to flee at speeds of 90 miles per hour, driving erratically while passing other vehicles.
Copy. 45-8-17. Are you in pursuit now? In pursuit. Give me a direction when you get it. Gonna be northbound. Southbound towards Donner. 45-17. She just wrecked. Send EMS. Check that. She's recovered it. There's a vehicle south of Bingham. I don't know if she struck that.
Eventually, she failed to navigate a curve
Here we
and
go, guys.
destroyed her vehicle.
And now she's wrecked. We're north of Bingham on the curve. 641. Send EMS.
Wait till you guys see how the car looks. Watch.
As he approached the vehicle, he observed that Jessica
Wow.
Yup.
was unconscious and trapped inside.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Talk to me. Talk to me. We all 45-17. We got entrapment. Copy entrapment.
What's that popping noise? Is that?
Yeah, I'm glad you weren't hit, sir. I got to try to get her out of there.
Okay. You need help or anything?
Potentially. I'll keep you.
I'm not helping at all, man. Shoot, man. Come on. Shit. I'm going to keep on driving. No, I'll stop, point, and laugh, and then keep on driving.
Down here as a witness. Why don't you pull your vehicle either just in front of mine or off further to the right so people can see the lights. Yeah, I'm right here. Hey, Perkins, are you bleeding?
I'm sorry. Even though I hit a bunch of people and wrecked my car and almost killed myself.
Please let me talk to you. I'm so sorry for coming at you wrong. I'm so sorry for being disrespectful. Please just let me talk to you. I'm so sorry for being a dumbass bitch.
Sorry. Are you bleeding?
What's happening? I don't know.
Okay, well, you're talking to me. That's a good thing.
I was scared. I got scared. I don't want to go back to jail.
All right, ambulance is coming.
It's fine.
Ambulance is coming.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You just keep talking to me. What hurts?
You're not a bad person.
Jessica, what hurts?
My mouth is bleeding bad.
Your mouth is bleeding? Okay.
Not bad enough because she can still talk.
I'm just waiting on the ambulance. She's talking to me. She's okay right now. Go ahead. And you guys are good. Thank you. Just keep talking to me, okay?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Well, you do it to me. You did it to yourself.
I don't give a if I die. Honestly, I don't care. My mom was a cop for Grand Traverse County for a long time, so thank God Civic is retired because he would literally be on my.
All right. Hey, the biggest thing. What? I just want to get a look at you.
I can't feel anything. That's the weirdest thing. My left leg is moving, so I know I'm not paralyzed.
All right. Hey,
but I'm really.
How about you give me your wrist, all right? Give me your wrist.
I really fucked up. I'm
You're
sorry.
okay. I'm gonna try and take your pulse.
No,
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm not like this.
I'm sorry for you. Don't be sorry for me.
I just wanted to die and I didn't care.
Is there anyone else in the car?
No, I had nobody. I would never have driven like that if somebody else was in the car.
Well, the ambulance is going to be here in just a little bit.
I should have just got out when you tried to get me out the first time, and then I got scared and I ran.
I know.
Can you get Morgovich for me?
He's not working right now.
But if you tell him that it's me and he went through the academy with my mother, I promise you he's going to come here if he finds out that I did this and did this to you guys.
While speaking with her, she suddenly lost consciousness once more.
You'll be okay, okay? Hey, Angela? Hello? Miss Perkins? Perkins? We got to get her out of there. She might have just lost consciousness. You want me to bust that? Okay.
Glasses down.
What's that?
Glasses down.
Okay.
So the female just lost consciousness. You don't want to come through. You do not want to come through. Nope. You do not want to come through.
Hey, talk to me. Talk to me.
Yep. You wanna something on the backside, Jimmy, to support the car?
I mean, if Bruce can get it stable.
Can you make it stable?
Jessica.
Jessica, look at me. Hey, right here.
You good for a second, Mary? She's talking to him. I will not be home anytime soon.
I saw her flip.
Okay.
She almost hit me head on. I was riding this way, and just coming up that curve.
Yeah.
Were you chasing her?
Yeah.
Okay. And she just was going right at me.
Yep.
She saw it. And she actually.
She almost took you out.
Pretty close. And then she
tried to correct from taking you out. Is that what?
Yeah. She just tails me. You saw it. If you're she hit that ditch. How long were you chasing?
2 minutes.
I figured probably close to 100 miles an hour.
She was probably about 90. Yeah. All right. Very good, sir. Thank you for stopping. Yep.
Hopefully she makes it.
Yep. Mary, while they're on this, can I get you on photographs? Let's take some good ones from both ways.
And there you can see where she hit the guardrail.
Follow the tracks. I don't know if she hit the guardrail. Okay.
Oh, I don't know this.
What
you doing? I don't feel good.
Okay.
I don't feel good. All of a sudden, I don't know what's wrong.
He's
fine.
Yep.
You know how fast she was going?
About 90.
90.
Probably lost consciousness for about 5 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Is your ID in the car?
Probably grab my purse.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Yep.
You all going? Yep.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm cut up in a few areas, but so
any medical attention?
All this effort over a drunken knucklehead at 304, right, guys?
I think it's just a scratch.
How did you get that from her, like fighting with you? Or?
Yeah. No, I think breaking through the glass.
Okay.
Sorry, boss. Do you have like a name or anything?
Jessica Perkins.
Jessica Perkins.
Jessica was subsequently taken to the hospital to treat her injuries and undergo a legal blood draw, which later...
All right, guys, what do you think her blood alcohol level is? Robin Spy, Mosey Misters, 2000s guy, Colin. Guys, what do you think her blood alcohol? I think it's 0.26. Yeah. The remixer says 0.304. Robin Spy, you can't copy me, man. What are you doing? 0.304, 0.29. All right.
Revealed a blood alcohol concentration of 0.234.
Oh, 0.23, guys. We were close. Guys, someone had dropped the Discord a video of a chick who had a blood alcohol level 0.41. I think that's the highest we've ever seen, because we've seen a 0.39 and a 0.40. But this chick had a 0.41. Dang.
Yeah, I think so. I got little shards of glass, but I'll just wash it off. Run to the house and wash it off.
For what it's worth, she smelled like booze.
Yeah, she was under the influence of something. Hardly any damage, just marks from her ramming it.
Yeah.
My window pop did not work. My cute little window pop. Son of a biscuit.
Got it. Did you find some more glass?
Found some more.
Yeah. Well, you know you're human. You got blood in you.
Doggone it, Mary. Why couldn't we just go home?
I know. I'm like, he shouldn't have gone looking for her.
Well, I stopped in there, and then the RP's like, there she goes right there. Front, nose to nose. Doesn't look like she busted it up. Just scuffs. I mean, these are pieces of her car, so
would she have been?
That's got to be first impact here. You think that's first
Look at that,
on a jeweler? Took any larcenies recently? As long as there's no ID in
Look
there.
at that. Destroyed.
Came in sideways right here. I mean, these are pieces of her car, so that's got to be first impact here. You think that's first impact into the rocks?
That would make sense with the marks.
Front end here, and then she gets turned like this. Front end this way. We're just playing at this point.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys were doing cops or not.
All right, yeah, I think I'm good. Thank you.
Stay safe. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
What it's worth, I'm on the traffic.
Tools.
How the hell did you see that?
I don't know. I don't know who else has random tools up there. I mean, I don't know. I assume it's probably flew out of the trunk.
You have to put it in there. It's not hers. She'll just sell it and pawn it and get money out of it.
It's a bunch of tools.
All right. Case closed.
Case closed. All right, Chris,
Yeah,
I'm going to
guys.
head for the office.
As a result, Jessica was charged with felony operating while intoxicated, third offense, destruction of police
Third
property,
offense.
fleeing, eluding an officer, assaulting a police officer, and habitual offender. About 5 months later, Jessica pleaded guilty of operating while intoxicated and fleeing, eluding an officer. The remaining charges were dismissed.
Of course they
She was
were.
ultimately sentenced to a prison term of 2 to 5 years.
Oh snap! Let's go. 2 to 5 years. There you go.
In order to pay more than $1,500 in restitution for the damage caused to the deputy's patrol vehicle. Got a closet full of shirts that should be charged with fashion crimes? Head over to Code.
One second, guys. Let's do one more quick one here.
Caller at his front door.
Here we go. Ooh.
Good morning.
Good morning. Come on, guys. I got to save this for 5 for 3 News. These chicks, man, they sure are shooting each other a lot right now. Let's see.
Caller at his front door. Jessica drove up near the.
What?
In March 2025, the Martin County Sheriff's Office was notified of a fraud incident in Palm City, Florida. A previous victim reported that.
Wait, this
For
is
now,
a chick?
August 6th, a Dunwoody prison transport officer resigned tonight.
Look at this, guys.
Following an investigation into allegations that she harassed her coworkers with unwanted touching and sexual comments.
Yo, look at that! She's a chick! She's a chick, guys. Look at that! Guys, she's gonna end up like that one chick in Tennessee that was letting the whole department smash, right?
Channel 2's Michael Seiden is live outside the Dunwoody Police Department. Michael, the city conducted its own investigation and found the allegations to be credible.
Yeah, Linda, I've been reviewing their investigation. I got a copy of it on my phone right here. And according to the report, they concluded that during her investigation, they interviewed her multiple times and she gave inconsistent statements, conflicting information. And ultimately, they concluded that those claims against her were credible. She is seen here smiling with her colleagues in these photos posted on the Dunwoody Police Department's Facebook page. But tonight, prison transport officer Susan O is no longer employed by the city because she resigned following an investigation into allegations.
So not only is she a woman, she's Asian and she's a Korean. Colin, did you see this coming?
No.
Dude, this is crazy. Look at this.
That she harassed her coworkers with unwanted touching and inappropriate remarks.
That's not okay, no matter if it's a woman and a woman, where, you can't just go around touching people, and that's kind of weird.
We filed an open records request to the city and learned that on April 16th, a city employee filed a complaint about O in an email. Officer O has made numerous inappropriate verbal comments about fellow officers, particularly directed towards me, which have caused me considerable discomfort. When I've confronted her about these remarks, she's attempted to dismiss them as jokes, claiming that she's only playing. She's also accused of making sexual jokes and trying to watch a coworker pump breast milk in a private room.
Whoa!
Lesbian!
Whoa! Guys, this is one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. How did I stumble into this? Guys, I got to figure out more to this case and do a 3NN News on this. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
The city launched an investigation into the claims, and last month an investigator wrote in part, Based on the interviews conducted, it appears Susan O took part in some, if not all, the incidents that were uncovered through the complaint. And more than one allegation was corroborated during the investigation. We tried to reach out to O to hear her side of the story, but so far, we haven't been able to connect with her.
Damn. Look at that, guys. What a mess. What a mess. Hold on, I gotta save this to 3NN. Hold on.
Honestly, I can't believe.
Oh, these are sad, guys. Where they tell someone that they ended up killing someone in a car accident. Look at this.
That this happened tonight. This is.
I can believe it. I just watched how you were driving.
Early on January 7th, 2025, officers made their way to the scene of a car accident, one that would soon reveal itself to be far more serious than anyone expected.
Hey guys, I'll give you a hand. Is everyone okay? I'm trying to help them. Yeah, I'm gonna help them.
Whoa! Look at that. They crashed into a building. Look at that.
You just want to grab the other hand? Yep. Just so no one gets hurt. Yeah. All right. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yes.
You guys want an ambulance?
No.
Check you out just in case?
No, we're all right.
He could have killed everyone in the car.
What's going on?
We were just going on a little joyride.
I was outside and I heard. I just heard. Is everybody out of the car? Yeah. Okay.
It was only the two of us. I lost my
Okay.
glasses.
Oh, okay. You guys need an ambulance or anything?
No, everybody's okay.
Here's what we can do. We can get you checked out, okay? If you guys don't want to go to the hospital, you guys can refuse, okay? 331. Can you roll an ambulance this way? So we're going to have an ambulance come to check you out. You could always refuse.
Damn, you guys.
You mind give me...
Yeah. Oh, you like?
Yeah.
Good.
Just a little abrasion on my forehead?
Yeah.
Is there someone in there? Holy crap. Look at that. Hold on. Wait. Where is this? Is this right down the street?
No, I can...
The first officers on the scene were initially unaware that a
Holy
second vehicle
crap.
was involved. It wasn't until additional units arrived and discovered the car that its presence became known, something the driver had failed to mention.
So they hit another car and then went flying off to the side, rammed into the car.
Watch out, there's a kid in here. I got
No.
Watch his hand here, too.
Look at that, guys.
Hey, you all right?
Oh, dude. This driver's dead. Here's what happened. I guarantee you they were driving, someone in the comments said they were doing 90 in a 30 mile per hour zone. This person went out to take a left turn and they bashed into the driver's side, which made them go flying off to the left into that parking lot and smash into those cars. And look at this car flew down the street into a parking lot. This driver's probably died on impact.
What hurts? You all right? Where does it hurt? Are you all right?
You okay? Don't move, sir.
Come on, sweetie. Hey, let's get her in the back of a squad car. Watch out.
Damn, you guys.
Yeah, he's not good. Are you all right? Can you understand?
Yeah, so can you get the ambulance to 4821?
Sprawled across the back with
You all right?
a man and his young daughter were in the vehicle. The girl sprawled across the back without a car seat, and the man was trapped, leaving officers with little they could do until the fire department arrived.
Chop him out of there.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yes. Yeah. I don't feel like I have a concussion. I'm not,
Yeah.
disoriented or anything. It was a genuine mistake. I can't believe that this happened.
You lost control or?
Like her and I just went out on a little joyride, and when I was stepping on the brakes, it was a little bit too late. And
what are you talking about? I guarantee he was raised by a single mom because he lies like a woman, right?
It was a mistake. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that this happened. This is genuinely unbelievable. What was your name and badge number?
Officer Harrison, 417. I could write it down for you in a second.
No, it's okay. I got it. What was the badge number?
417. For her, maybe we could get her.
I don't want to move her any more than we can.
I don't know. Hey,
if she can move, she's all right.
Let's pull her out. See if we can pull her out, okay? Make sure there's nothing wrong with her. Make sure we could.
Is there another car over there?
Yes, there one's in a building over there inside of the where the old cell phone place was. We got. Here. And we're gonna see. Check her out. Make sure she doesn't have any.
Yeah. Ben Flat said his brother's a cop and said that this is the worst part of being a cop. Yeah, my friend's a paramedic, and he said that man, he went walking up and he ran past something and didn't know what it was, and then when he was packing up to leave, he was walking back to the truck. He's like, "Oh wait, that was someone's eyeball." What? Just sitting on the ground. That's how bad the accident was. Insane.
They know that this guy's strapped.
We're gonna help you. We're here to help you, okay? You guys have insurance in the vehicle, I'm assuming? Yeah, we'll grab that when they pull it out.
My dad is a government agent, so.
Oh, cool. For where?
He works for the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency.
That's cool.
And he, this is.
So he's gonna be pissed. What you're saying?
Well, what I wanted to explain to you earlier is, he recently got re-diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer, and so the only reason her and I went out was just because and it was just recently there was a lot of stress, and he only has a couple cycles left. And so I just wanted to get away from it all, and her and I went out. And
shut up!
Unfortunately, and God willing, knock on.
Look at this! Look at this! No gravity of the situation at all.
But right?
Yeah.
I mean, to have this happen, oh my God.
Are you guys in the same car?
No.
She got it on film. They go down like 80, bro. Down Southwest Highway. I was inside. I just heard it. But when I came out, I saw them driving. I helped both of them out. The way they was talking to me, I knew what time it was.
His legs are trapped in the front.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay. Hey, guys, that's the little girl? And put her in the ambulance.
The fire department arrived and worked to free the man by cutting through the doors, while an ambulance rushed his daughter to the hospital. A witness captured the incident on her dash cam, which showed the vehicle traveling at a dangerously high speed.
Damn.
According to the arrest report, the car was going 93 miles per hour just 5 seconds before impact.
Look at that.
Slowing only slightly to 87 miles per hour at the moment of collision. While we weren't able to obtain the dash cam footage, surveillance video from a nearby gas station shows the vehicle running a red light just before striking the other car.
No one else was in any of the other vehicles that I collided with? No one else?
Over there was one.
Are they okay?
They're checking on them right now.
But they're
we don't know. I haven't been over there, to be totally honest with you.
But they're still coherent and whatnot, right?
Yeah. They're okay over there? No, are they okay over there?
Look at that. You guys see that? Colin, you see that, dude? Look at that. When cops and doctors do this, look at this cop's face, dude. Look at this cop's face. Look at this.
Over there, to be totally honest.
Look at this cop's face.
No, are they okay over there?
Oh, dude. This is a tough one to watch. Guys, these are these kids nowadays,
All right, so you were driving eastbound, so you were driving a little fast.
I mean, not more than 10, 15 miles over the speed limit.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
God, can you believe that bullshit? Listen to this guy lying, guys. I know I said that. I gotta watch this whole. This is ridiculous, guys. Come on.
Oh, I got you.
It was an honest mistake. I honestly I can't believe that this happened tonight. This is.
I can believe it. I just watched how you were fucking driving.
I'm so sorry, officer. What was your name? What?
Oh, that cop is pissed. Let's go. Let's go. It looks like he's going to punch him in the face. Guys, we've had some. This is going to go under base cops. Hold on. Let me add this to the playlist, guys, because I have a bunch of the base cops here. Guys, this cop is upset. Upset. Hold on.
Did I just... Honestly, I can't believe that this happened. Officer.
I just want you to find like any tip.
Dude, he is upset. Yeah, he's lucky that this is United States, because in Africa, the Middle East, these cops would have just stomped them out.
Hey, did you see the video?
Flying. She got a dash cam.
She got
Flying
dash cam.
faster.
Look at all that debris.
Said he was going 10 over.
It's red with gets.
That doesn't happen. So. Cool.
Guys, all this is pieces of the car. See this?
She got shot.
Yeah, look at that. All this is debris.
Said he was going 10 over.
Look at that.
That doesn't happen. So. Cool. So give these guys a story. What happened exactly?
Yeah, Officer Harrison, 417, took my story.
Okay.
I was coming through here, going southbound on Cicero.
Okay.
And I must have been going like 55, 60 at most.
Yeah, right.
And by the time I was hitting this light, it was a yellow. I tried to, pump my brakes, especially since it was snowing and whatnot.
It wasn't snowing.
And I didn't make the light, unfortunately.
Okay.
And there was...
See, all of this already changed when you're coming through?
Yeah, exactly. Someone was already coming through, and I ended up colliding with them and then swerving over here, and then...
So 321, did you get the number over there? Okay.
Yeah, the link...
You were heading this way on?
Southbound on...
Okay.
Yeah, on Cicero.
Where was this car coming from?
It became clear that the driver may have been under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
You come over here.
Yeah.
This is where we're at, okay? We got to make sure that you're...
Of course.
Okay, but you can't see it. You can see the tip of my finger here. Okay, so what I want...
Code to your phone, and I heard like I literally was just getting some gas. I was leaving this girl crib over here. I know my man on the gas station. I was getting some gas. I came out to get my phone because I was going to load my Bitcoin, and they sent a code to your phone. And I heard like I'm like, who's speeding in Oakland? And that motherfucker went. He fucked up. Bro. I feel bad because he fucked up. He fucking tell by the way I was trying to help him. Like, he was looking like
he fucked up.
Like this. I'm like, bro, get out. Like, I don't know if the car gonna blow up. Just as a human, I'm trying to help him out.
No, you were doing the right thing. That's why I saw you, and I'm like, hey, like, I didn't know if you were in the taxi at first.
No, I just wanted to help him as a human, bro. But he was lit, bro. Like,
but all these cars are.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I don't know who cars these are, but that's fucked up.
Hang on to this for a minute. The next set of tests we're gonna do, I want you to stand with your left foot in front of your right. You don't have any
you guys,
issues with your knees,
crazy.
legs, anything like that.
I mean, I've broken a couple swimming and...
Here you go.
Deep breath.
So here's what we're gonna...
Shuffle.
He's cooked. He's cooked. He's cooked.
6,000.
Okay. Well, you can stop it now.
What?
Of the signs of impairment, I'm going to ask you to turn around and put your hands behind your back. So now you're under arrest for DUI.
Knucklehead.
It's time!
What is going to be our next steps tonight?
We'll explain that when we get back to the police station, okay?
What about her?
Yeah, so here's where we're at, okay? Let me talk to my partner. I don't know what he gathered from you. I don't know if anybody's talked to you about what exactly happened. If you don't mind hanging out here for a couple minutes, I'll come back and talk to you, and we'll go from there, okay?
If possible, could you give your name and badge number to my girlfriend?
It'll be in the report.
Thank you. Will my girlfriend be able to be transported home?
We'll figure that out later, right?
Okay. Officer, by any chance will my girlfriend be able to be transported back to my house anytime soon?
We'll figure that out over there.
He's cooked.
What was your name?
Badge number 414.
414. And your name?
We go by badge number 2.
Look at that. You hear that? The disdain. He's like, I don't need to give you my name, you piece of trash.
Yep.
By any chance, will that be included in the report as well?
Shut up,
could you
dude.
give that to my girlfriend?
The arresting officer will provide that information.
All of it? All of the arresting officers? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, officer.
More than 30 minutes after the man was first found trapped in the vehicle, the fire department and officers were finally able to extract him. They had to cut off both doors on the driver's side and remove part of the dashboard to free his legs.
Officer?
Look at that, guys.
Part of the dashboard to free his legs.
Jesus. Look at that, guys. Look, that was a car at one point. Look at that. Look at that. He was in here, guys.
Officer, by any chance, would I be able to give my dad or my lawyer a call by chance?
Not right now.
Okay.
When we get you back to the station, okay? We got to have the FD check you out first.
Yeah, thank you.
If I have more information, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
This girl
You go just step out?
Sit in the car. Sit in the car. Sit in the car. How old are you?
19, turning 20.
19.
What's hurting you?
Right now I feel, I can smell a little bit of blood, and I feel like my elbow is bleeding a little bit. Otherwise, I feel like I'm okay.
So you want to go to the hospital?
I wouldn't say I want to go to the hospital. I just want to call my lawyer.
You want to call your lawyer?
I want to call my lawyer, and I want to call my dad.
Yeah, where the fuck? You said you needed an ambulance, right?
I never said that. I do feel like my elbow hurting a little bit. If someone could take off my jacket and take a look at that. Otherwise, I do feel like I'm okay. I don't feel
seatbelt and everything?
Yes, I was.
Drugs or alcohol?
No, none.
None. You just lied.
I haven't had a drink in 3 or 4 hours.
Just because of the severity of that.
Thank you.
Go ahead, face that door.
When will I be able to call? When will I be able to? I would appreciate it. Thank you. By any chance, do you have any idea where my girlfriend is headed? Will your name and badge number be included in the report?
Shut up, dude.
Yeah?
Sadly, the man involved in the crash succumbed to his injuries and was pronounced deceased at the hospital 3 hours after the collision.
Oh, no.
His daughter, who was 7 years old, survived, but was left in critical condition with a fractured spine and a bruised lung. The man responsible was charged with felony reckless homicide, aggravated DUI, and DUI causing death. At a detention hearing on January 9th, 2025, prosecutors sought to keep him in custody, citing the severity of the crash and ongoing public safety concerns. However, a judge ordered his release under strict conditions, including a nightly curfew, random drug and alcohol testing, and the installation of a breath alcohol ignition interlock device. A follow-up court hearing was scheduled for January 16th to determine whether he would be allowed to drive while awaiting trial. While the outcome of that hearing has not yet been made public, given the seriousness of the charges and circumstances, it is reasonable to believe that he is not permitted to drive while awaiting trial. We will continue to provide updates on the case as they become available through community posts.
I tell you guys, they need to not even waste taxpayers' money on this guy. They should charge his family for the ordinance, if you know what I mean. They should charge his family for the rope. Guys, there's been a lot of these stories
in panic after
of these moms leaving their kids in parking lots and stuff. Oh, we've seen this one. So, but all right, you guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down. Ooh, ponytail patrol.
You need to stand right.
Man bullies female officer during traffic stop. Guys, I have to do another ponytail patrol live. You know what I'm saying? Because Colin, what do I always say about these female cops?
Useless as fuck.
But all right, you guys, I'm gonna shut this bad boy down. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Guys, I'm almost at 16K, man. You know what I'm saying? So guys, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all you guys who continue to join the lives and watch the videos, guys, and all that other stuff. Guys, we're gonna keep this thing going. You know, I was going back over my old videos and my content's changed a lot, you know, and that's because of input from all you guys. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, if you ever have any suggestions for the channel, guys, put it in the Discord or reach out to me personally on Discord too, right? That's usually or email me. You know what I'm saying? So guys, I always like to hear what you guys have to say and any topics that you guys are you want to hear about too. So, but all right, you guys, I appreciate you. Bye, guys. Take it easy.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good night. Thanks, guys.
You too.